Why is it that I have such high confidence in Aaron Glenn when so many other fans in the fan base do not? What makes me believe that he's the right man for the job after his disappointing first season with the Jets? Well, I'm going to tell you the reason why and explain exactly why Aaron Glenn is precisely the right man for the job while weaving my training camp preview into the narrative. All that tonight on Ricky New York Live, so let's get fired up.
Ricky New York is about to go live. We've been through hell, but we still survive. So call it now. I want all the smoke. I'm here to give fans a reason to hope. They continue to build, and soon enough, the Jets will be winning. Now let's get fired up.
All right. Thank you to everyone for joining me. Like every show this month, tonight's episode is dedicated to my beautiful wife, Cheryl. Thank you to everybody for tuning in and joining me. Everyone who's watching here on YouTube, everyone watching on X. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Only takes a minute. The best thing you can do for us content creators. Help me spread the word to more Jets fans like you. And let's get everybody fired up and ready for this season. And while you're here, hit that like button as hard as you can. All right. So, yes, this is the rock and roll themed Jets show. I wanted to do something a little bit different with my show. Tonight's theme is my journey with Aaron Glenn. So we have kind of a journey theme. And some of you might have noticed I changed my thumbnail. Originally, my thumbnail was a little bit different. And I'm a nobody, you know. Chances are the Jets aren't sitting around and watching my show. However, I figured the Jets probably wouldn't find it funny. Aaron Glenn probably wouldn't find it funny if I had a thumbnail like that. So I did replace the thumbnail with a more PR-friendly one. However, dude, that scarab, the scarab design with the footballs in it that looks like one of the Journey album covers, that thing is dope, man. That was one of the cooler designs that I've come up with. I dig that. Yo, Holmes, good to see you, man. At any rate, so when the New York Jets set out to find a new head coach, from the very beginning, when we first started to hear the names of, you know, some of the guys that were out there, I was an Aaron Glenn guy, period. Now, it's true, I really would have liked to have Ben Johnson, and I said as much at the time because I did want an offensive-minded guy. However, you know, due to our questions at quarterback, he came out early and let it be known that he had no interest in the job. From that moment on, it was all about Aaron Glenn for me, and only about Aaron Glenn. And the same can be said for Aaron Glenn about the Jets. He had other interviews with other teams. He could have gone someplace else. He only wanted to be a Jet because he is a Jet. He was one of our great players who played at a Pro Bowl level for a very long time and who this fan base used to love. Notice I said used to. Times have changed, and he's not a player anymore. He's the coach, and he has to answer for everything. But still, to have a coach that is so truly committed to being here because he wants to be here, because to him it's a matter of pride and it's deeply personal. You know what? I'll take that over, the hot name who only came here because we gave up an obscene amount of money and a high draft pick to get him here. But he's getting paid and he's got no personal stake in the team's failure or success. That counts for something to me. Like Aaron Glenn, he was a scout here during the Rex Ryan era. Okay. And I started following his career then. And I thought it was really cool to have, one of our former players, in the scouting department. And so I started kind of following his career back then when he was a scout. So, therefore I know his ability to evaluate talent. Okay. During that span of time when he was in the scouting department, we selected Revis, David Harris, Mo Wilkerson, Sheldon Richardson. I mean, several other very good players over that same duration. Like, I was bummed to hear when he left, but I followed his career, and he goes into quality control. He's a position coach. He's a secondary coach. Then he's a coordinator. And that was the reason I felt confident in him in the beginning to put together a quality staff, because he was uniquely qualified to know what it takes to do each one of those jobs from top to bottom, because he had done each of those jobs himself. There's also a lot to be said for paying your dues and working your way up the way that he did, gaining all that experience. As a coordinator, he's known for an aggressive style of heavy man defense and for being able to get the most out of his players. But that's the key. They have to be his players, or at least his type of players, with the right grit and the right mindset. And some of the leftovers from Salah's regime just did not fit that mold. The guys we have brought in now do. All those guys. All the good players that we have added, whether through free agency, trades, draft, re-signing our own guys, whatever. Those were shrewd moves by Darren Muji, who is quickly earning a reputation among the league circles, and rightfully so. But before all the impressive drafts and the blockbuster trades and, who was Darren Muji? A long-term assistant from Denver whose name was completely unfamiliar to most Jets fans. He was neither well-known or considered to be one of the better candidates by the general public. He wasn't the hot name. He was largely unheard of. Muji was an Aaron Glenn hire. It was Aaron Glenn that brought us Muji. He was the guy that Glenn handpicked to help him build the team and execute the vision that he had. And he gets no credit for that. At every turn, the two have both said that they talk daily, they collaborate on every part of building this team, yet so many fans seem determined to separate the two. They praise Muji for all the positives and blame Glenn for all the negatives. But the two go hand in hand. It's true that Glenn made some big mistakes in his initial coaching staff. He had some big misfires. And you know what? He came in cocky. He came in full of himself. He came in talking about where football was headed. Instead of worrying about, putting a solid product out on the field first and then adding all the little creative wrinkles later, he got ahead of himself. And I think he was also caught off guard when his team captains and leaders and veteran players quit on him the first sign of trouble. I think it was an eye-opening experience for him. I think he got a really rude awakening, and you know what? He misjudged some of the players and some of the coaches. Um, he was like a DB who got caught looking in the backfield and took his eyes off the prize. But like all good DBs, he isn't going to get burned twice by the same play. He learned from his mistakes and corrected every single one of them, currently possible. You know, we do still have our long term quarterback in question, but everything that he can improve, he did. Uh, In-game decisions remain to be seen, but if they're, you know, at all following the pattern of what's going on so far, I think those will be corrected too. Uh, you know, he brought in Carl Lawson, who returns to the Jets after leading some of the league's best defensive lines over the last 8 years. He brought in Ben Bowling from the Texans defense that was among the league's best. He's assumed play calling duties, you know, replacing a predictable scheme and execution of Steve Wilkes with his own system, which we should have done from the beginning. Uh, you know, he enlisted long-time NFL veteran offensive coordinator Frank Reich, who he is going to trust to handle the offensive side of the ball. And you know what? Reich loves to run 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Don't be surprised if A.D. Mitchell not only emerges as the clear-cut number 2 opposite Garrett Wilson, but plays close to 100% of the snaps, even when they go 12 personnel. After using, you know, the number 16 overall pick, you know, on a versatile 4.39 speed tight end, I hope they used Sadiq in a variety of ways. You know, Reich was pounding the table for Sadiq, which makes me believe they got a plan for him. And I want to see him in the backfield. I want to see him in the slot. I want to see him flexed out wide. I want to see him moved all over the formation. You know, give opposing DCs nightmares. The same can be said of Omar Cooper and D'Angelo Ponce, for that matter, on the other side of the ball, you know, playing both inside and out. I want both offense and defense to be multiple in their looks. Same can be said of Minka Fitzpatrick, you know, who can be used as safety or in the slot. You know, I'm curious to see if they run a lot of 3 safety looks where maybe you got Dane Belton in the box and then Minka, where he can take advantage of those short to intermediate passes and get us some picks, and then Moore or Cisco deep. It's going to be curious to see all of that. You know, they brought in Bill Musgrave to help mentor our QBs. We got Seth Ryan, who's a young and up-and-coming mind that is going to help add creativity and keep things fresh and new. The player additions to the roster and the impact I expect them to make has been well documented on this show. The vibe is just different with this team. The energy is different. The quarterback play alone looks so smooth and efficient compared to last year. And that should be huge. And there are just far too many little positives to not be optimistic. Every single player interviewed says they believe in Aaron Glenn. They believe in his plan. They want to be part of the turnaround. They all also say they enjoy playing for a coach who played in the league at a high level and who sees the game the same way they do. That's huge. When your coach and your players see the game the same way, that is a good thing. That singular perspective should allow them to be more efficient in both preparation and execution. You know, and I know fans still have questions, you know, who's going to emerge as Glenn's starting corners. And, you know, this goes into the training camp part of it, you know, what I expect to see. I think we're going to see some real good battles at the cornerback position. His contract numbers and the fact that it would make you think that Brandon Stevens will be one of those guys. The fact that Nashawn Wright led the NFL in takeaways last year makes you think that he'll be the other. Okay, but if Azareye'h Thomas can outplay either of them, as you know, he was the only rookie cornerback last year to have a pass defense in 6 straight games. And he was very sticky in coverage. If he's able to outplay either of those guys, let him have it. If he earns the job, give it to him. You know, Stevens was better down the stretch, but Stevens also gave up the most passing touchdowns in the entire league. And that's not a good stat. So if AZ can outplay him, you play the best guys. Will D'Angelo Pons win the starting slot job from Brownlee? Many expect that he will. I think that he will. And again, who are the starting safeties going to be? You know, logic says Minka will be one of them. Who will be the other? You know, will it be Malachi Moore? You know, Malachi Moore, he got to play a lot as a rookie. You know, if it wasn't for his forced fumbles, you know, the Jets probably wouldn't have had any takeaways through the majority of the year. So that's a position that I wouldn't say I'm worried about, but I am curious about. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what formations we have and how they line guys up. That's probably one of the most exciting things that I'm looking forward to right now. Because we don't know, man. Like we don't really know how this is going to look. I can't wait, man. Like I can't wait to see us, you know, lining up across from another team. Hell yeah, Kel. We traded quitters for hitters, and that's going to be a major difference. It is. You know, having Osai and Enigbari and Amanyata and all those guys, instead of Michael Clements and his stupid penalties and shit, not having that huge drop off, that's going to be huge. Like that's going to be such a bigger factor than people think. You know, that consistency is really going to pay off. But at any rate, yeah, I can't wait to see the way that they line guys up and exactly how all that's going to look, because we're going to tell a lot. We're going to be able to tell a lot once the pads come on. And the rookies report 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, the rookies report. So that's awesome, man. It's almost here. It is almost here. And you know what? The guys who are here now, they want to be here. So it's time to stop complaining about last year and, you know, projecting the impending unemployment of one of our legacy players and our coach. And just embrace the change that's happening right in front of your faces. Okay? Let's enjoy the ride. There's something different, man. There's just a different energy right now. And this team is going to surprise some people. This team is going to win some games and show up every Sunday and play whistle to whistle. I think we're going to have something to look forward to this year, something we can actually watch. And this has been quite a journey with Aaron Glenn. But all the fans who stood behind this team faithfully, I'm telling you now, don't walk away. The New York Jets are back. Don't stop believing. This season is going to be different. Before you know it, the green and white is going to give you wins any way you want it. And rather than rooting for Glenn to get fired and him and the team to go their separate ways, let's root for a comeback instead. And let's root for a season where in November and December, the Jets are still in the conversation and the game still means something. You know, let's make it known that our division is now up for grabs. let's get behind this team and see where it takes us. I believe in Aaron Glenn, and I will until he proves otherwise. But I think we're on the right path. In less than 2 weeks, training camps begin, pads go on. We'll get our first real look at the team. And you know what? Hopefully it's a team that's getting ready to put a smile on all of our faces. Do you guys see what I see? Like, are you seeing what I'm seeing right now? Do you believe what I believe? Let's hear it. Lines are open. Go ahead and call in. Tell me what you're thinking. Do you agree with me? Do you think we're on the right path? What are the position battles in training camp you're looking most forward to? Let me know what you guys are thinking. You guys know what I think. I tell you all the time. I tell you every week. You know what, Eli? This team is going to get more than 5 wins. There's just no way. There's no way we get less. The improvements we've made and actually having a competent quarterback, a quarterback who can find the open receivers and get the ball out on time, is going to be a big difference. And I don't expect Geno to light the world on fire. But he's going to be competent. He's going to be decent. He's going to be able to manage a game. And listen, Geno likes to take shots down the field. Frank Reich likes to take shots down the field. A.D. Mitchell has the perfect skill set for being able to, get open on just about anybody, as we saw last year. It didn't matter if it was Christian Gonzalez, Kool-Aid McKinstry, whoever lined up opposite. He got open at will against some of the better corners in the league last year when he was forced to be the number one in Garrett Wilson's absence. Now that he's lining up against number 2 corners, his size and speed combination is very rare. And with a decent quarterback who everybody says throws a catchable ball, a friendly ball, no more of him like having to twist his body around and try to contort and stretch out 3 feet behind him because the ball is so late and behind that Fields or Brady Cook or God knows who is throwing him. He's going to get a ball that's put right out in front where he can catch it in stride. And A.D. Mitchell has already formed a connection with Geno Smith. Every single insider has been talking about it. All the beat reporters have all been talking about it. And yes, it was only minicamp. No, there are no pads on. There's no contact. There's no anything else. Okay. A guy running around in shorts with nobody able to really hit him or put hands on him is a lot different than live action press man going up against another team. But that being said, A.D. Mitchell, I think he's going to take advantage of his second opportunity with the Jets. And dude, I mean, this is a career year for him. This is a make or break year for him. And this is a contract year for him. So I think we're going to see the best A.D. Mitchell that we've seen. I do expect him to take a huge step. You know, I was saying the other day, I've been saying this all along, 62 catches, 843 yards, 8 touchdowns. brought that up on Jake's show the other day when Omari Brown was there, and he actually agreed with maybe the catches and the yards. Now touchdowns, he said he'd be happy with 4. It's going to be more than that. I'm telling you, man. And when I say that he's going to take a huge leap, no, I don't mean Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, but he could be RT Higgins. I believe it. I do believe that. And dude, I think he's going to be so good across from Garrett. And that's just one of the things I keep talking about because I can't wait to see it. And let me bring on our first caller. It is Derek. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Ricky? How you doing today, brother?
Good, man. Good. And so obviously you've heard the AD Mitchell speech from me before. But what do you think about the battle at cornerback and who could emerge there? And, what are your thoughts overall?
At corner, I think that's going to be maybe one of our most intriguing camp battles as we sit here only a couple days away.
Yeah, the rookies report on the 25th, which is 2 weeks from today. And then a couple of days later on the 28th, the veterans report. And
I think. Sorry, go ahead, Ricky.
Oh yeah, what's happening, Jake?
Ricky NY, you son of a bitch. How are you, Derek? How we doing?
Jake, doing good, brother.
Great.
How's it going?
It's raining, baby. It's raining cats and dogs. It's happening here.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm coming back from Fanatics Fest right now. It was quite the afternoon, the day, the whole thing.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Shake some hands. Who's your favorite person you met today?
I met Michael Rubin, who runs the whole thing, and he is very weird.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Oh yeah. He's great though. We love him. He puts the whole thing together. Shout out to him.
Nice, man.
That's awesome. So Jake, let me since you're here now, let me ask you, who do you think is going to emerge as our 2 starting corners? Who do you think is going to win that position battle in camp?
Well, it's an excellent question, Ricky. I feel strongly that Stevens is going to be one. I feel strongly that when it's all said and done, D'Angelo Pons will be one of the starters. I project him to be the nickel. And I'll tell you what, I think Azareye'h Thomas, your guy from Florida State, he's going to take a big step this summer, and he's going to earn a starting spot.
Ooh,
nice.
Love it.
Nice. I myself thought it was going to be Stevens and Nashawn Wright, and with Pons in the slot. And but I had said too, if Azareye'h Thomas can outplay either one of those guys, you give him the job. I mean, he was the only rookie corner to have 6 passes defensed in 6 games in a row last year. So
he went to Florida State.
Yes, and he went to Florida State. He was sticky in coverage.
Florida State. I really love Florida State. You know, Ricky, come on now.
Yes, I do.
Jordan Travis.
I love that.
He went to Florida State. Derek knows.
Hell yeah. I thought Jordan Travis was going to be our guy. So I got hurt, honestly.
Kind of like this.
I'm Ricky, New York, and I love to smoke. Florida State, I really love Florida State. Hey, easy Thomas, you know it's from Florida State. At any rate, I call into smoking debate. Florida State, I really love Florida State. At any rate, thanks for taking my call, G.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, Jake.
Hell yeah.
First time, long time, boys. First time, long time.
I love Jake's take. Darius Butler's on the Pat McAfee show before we drafted AZ Thomas in the 3rd round, and he said that he thought he was the best corner in the draft class. And I honestly thought last year after week 7 that AZ Thomas was the best overall corner on the roster. And I think I'm with Jake. I think he takes a major leap this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe takes the number 1 corner spot on the outside, and because he's super sticky. He was at Florida State. I mean, barring injury, I wouldn't be surprised if him and Pons finishes the 1 and 2 corners on this team by the end of the year.
That would be
But
nice, and you know what? That would be good for Aaron Glenn too, because then 2 of his draft picks would be the 2 starters outplaying the free agents. So that would be good.
I love the youth there and their ability to stay healthy. AZ Thomas almost had our pick. It was on the left sideline. I think he had a foot out of bounds, and
I know. I thought that was our first interception of the year, and for 2 weeks probably I insisted that it was an interception, and then I finally saw an angle where it showed him step out. He was forced out, but there's no force out rule, so whatever, man. That pissed me off though. That should have been a pick, and he should have had another one too that Tony Adams just flat out ran into him and prevented it.
I like Tony Adams is a good tackler, but man, I'm not going to miss him being in the way of other Jets defensive backs.
No, I'm not.
Thanks for the memories, Tony.
Yeah, thanks for the memories.
It was literally like the Bad News Bears movies from when we were kids, where the kids are fucking running into each other, but it was on an NFL field, and it was a real game. It was disturbing, man. I will not miss that. Charles,
which one? I didn't see any of the original ones, nor the one with Billy Bob Thornton.
No, the originals.
You're a scoundrel, Gorman.
Why am I a scoundrel?
You come in, you immediately just blast the show with your takes on something not related to anything we're discussing. How dare you ruin Ricky NY Live?
I'm not blasting any of them. I'm just saying, like, I didn't watch any of the Bad News Bears movies. But I heard they're legendary movies.
One, so I couldn't tell you. I watched the original one back when I was young.
Heck yeah. To Ricky's point, Charles, what's your most intriguing battle in training camp this upcoming season? We're talking cornerbacks. Is there one that you have in mind or that you're most intrigued at?
Yeah, I want to see how Nashawn Wright holds up. People saying he's awful in coverage. I'm not saying they're wrong. I think he's definitely a work in progress in coverage, but he is a turnover machine. He does cause takeaways. He did. I think he and Kevin Byard, who I think is now on the Patriots, I think.
Yes, he is.
He led the league in picks last year. Kevin Byard with 8 or 9, and I think Nashawn Wright was he was definitely top 5 of the league with at least 5.
Nashawn had 5.
No, Nashawn Wright led the league in takeaways, and Byard led the safeties in interceptions.
That's what I meant to say. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ricky, my bad. But Nashawn Wright led the league in takeaways. Well, Kevin Byard had more interceptions than him, but it's takeaways is more important. But we shall see, man. I mean, look, someone asked me a while ago, which play am I looking forward to the most this year? I would say David Bailey. You know, let's see what the kid has to offer. The young man has to offer. You know, he's the number 2 over. I don't think he's going to be the defensive version of Zach Wilson, where he's going to be a horrible football player, or at least not pro-ready football player. I mean, the guy played against major competition his whole collegiate career, especially when he was at Stanford. That's the one thing about Zach Wilson a lot of people fail to realize. He didn't play against major competition a whole lot when he was at BYU. You know, plus he's working with one of the best D-line coaches in the league in Carl Dunbar. I think we're glad he's back. I don't think he should ever left, but that's different for another time. But on those are players, I mean, in terms of wide receiver, I think A.D. Mitch is going to have a big year. I can definitely see him have 700 receiving yards, between 5 to 7 touchdowns, at least 60-plus receptions. No, he's got a lot of talent, this dude. He's got a lot of talent, this dude. And, you know, I think that he's working with Sean Jefferson, our wide receiver coach, this whole offseason. I think his route running is going to improve. I think his hands are going to improve. I think he's going to be our wide receiver 2B. 2A is going to be Omar Cooper.
No, he's going to be 2A, period. And it's not even going to be close. He's going to take.
Okay, so you think Omar Cooper's going to be 2B and A.D. Mitch is going to be 2A. Okay, my bad.
Yep. Definitely.
I feel like that's fair.
And don't get me wrong, I think Omar Cooper is going to be a good player, but we got to remember these guys are rookies too. They're not going to come in on fire right from like day one.
Oh yeah, Omar Cooper, Kenyon Sadiq, they're rookies basically, and I really
Yeah.
cannot wait for Kenyon Sadiq. I think he's going to have a great year if Geno Smith throws him the ball, which I think he will. But hopefully, Kenyon Sadiq, Ayo Holmes. Hopefully, he stays healthy for most season. Hopefully, the key thing is one thing, and most important is everyone staying healthy throughout the majority of the season. We don't get too severe injuries. Hopefully the injuries aren't too. I mean, everyone's going to get hurt, but hopefully they aren't too severe.
Mm-hmm.
But also, let's hope our offensive line plays better than they did last year. I'm not saying they played terribly, but there were times, I think they gave up. I mean, trying to think. I mean, I know just a lot of the sacks were on Justin Fields, but let's see. Let's see how our offensive line does this year. I know a lot of people aren't crazy about Ethan Pochich. Did I say his name correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close enough, I think. I can't pronounce it right either.
I know a lot of people don't want him because he may not. People say he's not the same player since his injury. I mean, I said I wouldn't mind working him out, but
Listen, to me right now, that's kind of like Josh Myers coming off an Achilles. Like I don't think he's going to improve us drastically by signing him. I don't think he's going to be like the guy to come in and take Myers' place like people are wanting. I think if anything, maybe he would be a backup to Myers. Oh, did he already? He already went to the Ravens anyway. So,
because they lost Linderbaum.
I tell you,
boy, that's a huge downgrade. That's a huge downgrade.
Oh, absolutely. It's a major downgrade. You kidding me? Yeah. Linderbaum was one of the top tier centers in the league.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll have one next year.
I think so too. I would hope so, but I think so as well. But obviously we need.
In the second round, we're going to take Braden Moore from LSU, and we're going to have another LSU center just like Kevin Mawai, and he's going to be our center for the next 10 years.
What was the dude's name? I'm sorry, you said Braden Moore?
Yep.
I'll look him up when I get a chance. You said he's a good center, a really good center?
Yeah, I think he'll be and this is only my opinion, but I think he'll be the best center in the class next year.
Nice.
Well, let's see how well LSU does this upcoming season, There
are certain guys that I just, and Derek knows this, he knows one of the day 2, possibly day 3 receivers that I like, that fucking blazing fast fucking kid. We'll see how his year goes this year.
What, is this guy from LSU too, or is he from a different college?
No, he's from Florida State. Fucking, but dude, he's like faster than Tyreek Hill. He's like the national record holder in the 400 meter. Fucking, he's insanely fast.
Are we talking like super speed fast?
Yeah, we're talking like high 4.2 something, like 4.
Oh, that's Chris Johnson's speed. That's Chris Johnson's speed right there.
Yeah, we're talking like that kind of
Chris Johnson.
And there was a game where he had like 67, a 58-yard reception, and then like a 60-something yard end around that he took in for a score. He had like 178 yards in the first quarter of this game.
Oh my God, what's his name?
Mekhi Danzy. You know what? I'll find the clip that I sent Derek and I'll send it to you, Charles. You'll
Mekhi Danzy? Seems like a cool last name.
If he gets, dude, when he gets drafted into the NFL, the very second he steps on the field, he'll be the fastest guy in the NFL.
Hopefully they got a guy that can cover him because speed kills. Don't do drugs, kids. Speed, physical, running, speed kills.
Facts. And we got probably one of the fastest offenses in the NFL already. A lot of sub 4.4 speeds.
AD Mitchell's got some speed. Garrett has some speed. Brees got some speed. Kenyon Sadiq can run.
Mm-hmm.
I have not watched the kid from UCLA yet, but I'll tell you what, my eyes are all on Darian Mensah down in Miami. Dude, I think he's going to have an insane year.
Nico?
Yes, they
Yeah.
got that badass receiver that Miami already had, and then they added his best receiver that was with him at Duke, came with him and came to Miami. So he's got weapons all around him, and I think he's going to have an insanely good year. His stock is going to go way up, and I think that he's going to be the Jets' franchise quarterback for the next 15 years.
So I'm guessing you guys are anti Dante Moore.
I love
It's
Dante
not that I'm
Moore.
anti Dante Moore. I just like.
I know it's a bad joke, but I think Dante Moore. I mean, I'm glad he went back so he can gain more experience. I know some people said he went back in so he could ditch the Jets. I don't think so. I think he went back into and gained more experience because that was the major criticism when with regards to Ty Simpson. Like if the Jets would have drafted me, we'd only have one year to start. But now he's sitting behind Matthew Stafford. That's a good thing. Speed kills if you can actually play football. That's true. That's very true.
Well, like I said, this will be Danzy's first full year at wide receiver. We'll see if he takes a big step. And, dude, like I said, man, if we could get a guy like that on day 3 sometime, oh, my goodness, I'd be all over it. Just for the hell of it. You know, I know we're talking about this year, but next year, let's leave quarterback out of the discussion. Say we've got 2 picks that are top 10 picks. And we can get our quarterback, but we've got another top 10 pick that we can use on another player. Is there a player, or if you're not familiar with players coming from next year, a position that you would like for the Jets with that other first-round pick?
I'd say a middle linebacker. We could use a franchise middle linebacker. I mean, I know I love DeMario Davis, still keep himself in great shape, but he's not the future guy anymore. You know, he's close to 40. I'm sure he could still play at a high level. We can use a future middle linebacker. The last time we had a true legitimate franchise linebacker that we drafted was the hitman, David Harris.
Yep.
I mean, yes, DeMario Davis we drafted too. I understand. But as I said, he's not the future anymore. He's 37 years old. So if we can get a guy like David Harris, who was, I thought, a tremendous football player, a tremendous linebacker, a leader on and off the field, just a great football player. But I mean, we shall see, man. I mean, center, I think, is a good choice.
Not with a top 10, though. Like, because we still got a third, you know, first rounder and a second rounder to work with. So I think those positions could get addressed there. Like for me, and this is just me personally, it would be one of 2 things. Like if we had a really, really high pick, I want Leonard Moore. I want Leonard Moore, the corner from Notre Dame. Like
Leonard Moore.
Dude, he's like almost like, I'm not going to say that he's Revis, but he's fucking good, dude. He is so good. And if it wasn't,
it's funny. I watched Notre Dame a lot last year, and I don't remember him, but I do remember C.J. Carr. I do remember Malachi Fields. I remember the star running backs.
Amazing.
Maybe I'll watch highlights of him. What's his name? Leonard Moore?
Leonard Moore. And he is so fucking good.
Well, the Jets could use another really solid corner
this year. And if it wasn't him, then I would say it would have to be either Dylan Stewart or Colin Simmons from Texas, Dylan Stewart from South Carolina, and have a badass fucking insane freak pass rusher to put across from David Bailey. And Will McDonald either gets fucking traded or moved in some way.
Yeah.
But
or he gets traded, or he leaves after this year. Is this his 4th year?
Yeah, it's his 4th year. But he's a first rounder, so he has a 5th year option.
Yep. Yeah, and we could let him play on the 5th year
so
option.
So we can either trade him
away. So yeah, dude,
fucking, he's in a contract.
That's just what I would do. And I mean, you know, there's people going to say, "Oh no, Jeremiah Smith" or something. Dude, Jeremiah Smith is probably going in the first 2 to 3 players. Like I don't think he's going to be there when the Jets pick. So,
what team do you think could get him?
Anybody with the top 10 pick, probably.
You know what? I'm not exactly sure on that, Eli, what the number is for a top 10 wide receiver. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Dude, if AD looks really good, like I would keep it, man. Like we've got him, for this year still on a cheap deal. As a matter of fact, if AD started out real hot and looked real good, I would probably re-sign him in season before he gets real hot and the number gets real big. I would probably.
I agree. But as I said, hopefully the good news is he hasn't had any off the field issues recently, which is a good thing.
I'm telling you, it's week 5 or 6, and he's got, say, over 300 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns at that rate already, and looks like he's only getting better. I'm pulling out the fucking paper and pen right fucking there and getting something done before it gets worse.
I agree. How many years has he left out on his contract? 1 or 2?
This is it, contract year, so $850,000. That's not bad. We got a shitload of money.
Listen, man. I think AD Mitch is going to surprise a lot of people this year in terms of wide receivers. I think David Bezin.
He is he's gonna fucking surprise a fucking ton of people.
Surprise, motherfucker.
What movie is that from?
Dexter, the TV show.
Oh, you mean the guy with the anti-heroic serial killer?
Yes.
Serial killer?
Yep.
I gotta watch. That's another series I gotta check out. I heard it's very good.
It's so good.
That's mine and my wife's favorite TV show ever.
Hell yeah.
Really? That's good to know, man.
Yeah.
Not good. This is very interesting.
It's on Paramount. You should check it out.
It's on Paramount. Oh, I don't have Paramount. I gotta pay for that shit, I guess, huh?
It's pretty good. I like so hypothetically, so we get the best of the Packers Cowboys pick. So I'm assuming that's going to be 15 to 20-ish, and then we got the Colts pick. Depends on where we want to go. Do we want a bridge quarterback? Are we selecting in the top 10, or do we want to burn one of our first to trade up in case we do have a better season than most people are expecting, and we mayhaps might win more games than most people are expecting? So I need to see where the picks line up for us in order. I think the Colts regress a little bit, and I'm not sold on the Cowboys' defense was historically bad, even worse than ours. And
Dude, I
think
think the Colts are picking 4 or 5. I think the Jets are probably picking 8 or 9. And I think that either the Packers or the Cowboys is probably picking somewhere in the 11 to 14 range.
Ooh.
So I think all 3 of those picks are going to be really good ones for us.
Honestly, I see the Cowboys doing better than the Colts this year, honestly.
And honestly, if we did have, like, say, an 11, 12, 13 pick with that first rounder, I would probably fucking move back to, like, the late teens, early 20s and try to pick up another second. And then if you can do that, then you take, like, KJ Bolden to be your fucking brutal ass fucking safety of the future and be our Brian Branch with that pick. And then you use the second rounder to pick up, like, fucking Chris Jones or somebody, one of the better linebackers in the class. And you still got your own second rounder to use on a center. And fucking boom, that's it. Like, you get to the 3rd round and your fucking team is already filled out. All holes filled. Quarterback, another fucking great pass rusher, fucking a safety, a linebacker, a center. Fucking all holes filled. Everything looks beautiful. And then you get to the 3rd round and you can use a pick, on a guy like a Mekhi Dansey to have a speed guy to put in your receiver room. So, yeah, man, like, I got a plan too, AG. So,
I mean, in terms of the 3 teams, this year, I only see the Colts and the Packers regressing more than the Cowboys.
Listen,
I mean, defensively,
the Packers lost a lot of people. Okay, you got Josh Jacobs, who God knows what's going to go on with his legal situation, or if he's going to be there at the beginning.
I mean, in terms of their morale, I think they're going to be a bit shaken up. The fact that they lost the division, not only to the Bears, but lost to the Bears in the playoffs.
Well, they felt
they've owned for so long.
They sucked without Micah Parsons last year. On top of that, they no longer got Romeo Doubs, who was their biggest chain mover.
And
They don't have
Murray.
Rashawn Gary anymore, who was a very, very good defensive lineman. They don't have Quay Walker at linebacker anymore. They lost all those pieces, and they replaced them with nothing.
Yeah, I
So,
can definitely see
I could see the
progressing.
Packers fucking stumbling early and digging themselves into a hole they can't get out of, which only bodes well for us. But
The only thing for the Packers, I will say, I think they made the playoffs 7 of the last 9 years. But historically, we play them pretty well. We're 9-5 against the Packers all the time. I got us beating the Titans and the Packers weeks 1 and 2. I think we will start 2-0 this year. Definitely fingers crossed. But the Packers didn't win a single game with
We
Micah
can start
Parsons.
2-2.
I'm okay with 2-2. I just want to hover 500 till December, baby.
Yep.
Just give me
Same
meaningful
here.
games in December. Because if the season's
That's
over by
it.
Halloween again, man, then we're stuck in the same situation where we're selling and trading.
That's
off
not
players.
going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I
We're going
don't
to be
think
playing
so,
meaningful
too.
games in November and into at least the beginning of December.
Yeah, I don't think we'll quite fall that far. But even a 1-3, 1-4 start, do we think about? How are our feelings on Will McDonald? Do we think he can eclipse that 8 to 10 sack number even with teammates?
Well,
and
see, the thing that I want to see from him is not like 4 sacks in one game and then 6 sacks without one. You know, I would much rather have 2 in one game, 1 in one game, and see some consistency from him. And
yeah.
Listen, I mean, he started off hot. Then we had the period of time where Fields wasn't there. He was out injured, and he, you know.
I'll still never forget that play he made against Tampa Bay, Will McDonald. He literally jumped over the guy, blocked the field goal, and returned it for a touchdown.
Aaron Glenn dance down the sideline.
Yeah, Jermaine came back, and Brownlee came in, and the defense got fired up for a couple of weeks, and he kind of came back a little bit. And then everybody just kind of fucking quit. And then the injuries started to mount up, you know, with Brownlee and AZ. And, you know, then McDonald himself got hurt. And so, I mean, a lot of it, his season kind of went how the rest of the team's season went, you know, when it looked okay for a little while, he looked okay for a little while. And when it didn't, he didn't. But, yeah, like he's going to have to really show a lot. And if he can't be consistent and he can't elevate himself a little bit more and get better against the run, then I'd be okay fucking moving him next year and replacing him. We got the ammo to do it.
Yeah. When is the
I
trade
agree.
deadline?
If you've watched fucking Dylan Stewart, oh my God.
Yeah,
dude.
South Carolina. Yeah.
He's a fucking freak. I mean, he's like they were talking about Arvell Reese being a freak. This guy's a fucking freak.
He reminds me a lot of Clowney.
Yeah, to
Well,
think.
Clowney, the thing about Clowney, he was often compared to Hall of Famer Julius Peppers.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's a lot of really crazy pro comps for him, and they're all really good. I'd take any one of them. And so,
I wanted Julius Peppers on the Jets in 2010, but he signed with the Bears.
yep.
Yeah.
There's been a few
Carolina.
guys I wanted to get here, but I like that
I want them to reunite with Chris Jenkins.
I like that we're drafting our own guys, and Will
I do
McDonald
too.
is a Glenn guy. I mean, I know that Glenn thinks he can get more out of him, and he said, you know, it's coaching and this and that, but I don't know, man. Like, not everybody responds to coaching. Not everybody is, you know. Some guys just get by on natural ability, and you know, I'm not saying that Will McDonald is Vernon Golston, but dude, like in Vernon Golston, like in college, he was
couldn't
so
get to the
good,
quarterback.
guys around, and he didn't really have to worry about technique or anything else. And then when he got to the NFL, and everybody else was just about as big and strong as he was, like he wasn't shit, dude. He was nothing, fucking, because he was a workout warrior and he wasn't really a football player.
Yeah,
But
that's probably my least favorite Jet of all time is Vernon Golston.
I mean, yeah, like I get Will McDonald's got to get better against the run. He's got to become more consistent with his pass rush, and he's got to show me something. I mean, 10 sacks is great, but like I said, when all 10 come in 3 fucking games, like that's, you know, I need to see more than that.
Consistency. Yeah.
Yeah,
Consistency is very key.
especially for an edge rush position.
I mean, one of his best games. I mean, to be brutally honest with you, as impressive as he was against Cleveland last year, I also like the fact in his breakout game against Tennessee, his second year, the game where Jermaine Johnson went down, where he had 3 sacks.
You better be going to get some Reese's Pieces, Beast.
Now I just went over to this place today. El Pollo Camperio.
Oh, the chicken place. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, on Addison's show, Beast will always come on and he'll go, brought to you by Twix, and he's got this Twix. Well, the weed that I got right now is Reese's Pieces, and the other night we were talking about it like back and forth all night, and Addie was actually eating Reese's cereal, and I told Beast, you got to go to the store and get some Reese's Pieces, and without telling those guys, next time you call in,
I'm gonna get going, guys.
They'll shit.
See you, Charles. Thanks for the time.
So I've sent Beast on a mission to get Reese's Pieces.
I know exactly where to get those. You got to get them either in the western suburbs or the south suburbs. You're not going to find them here in the city. Nah, because why? It's all very weird out here. It's not that not like it used to be, brothers.
Oh God, Beast has been gentrified.
See, all you gotta do is play your cards right. You don't play your cards right, you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. There's no saying. If you don't got a good hand and you got a shit hand, get your ass off the table, or you're gonna lose your money.
Agreed, Hep.
Hey! I played poker in my heyday, and I'll tell you, playing poker, you better be good. You better be damn lucky if you're good.
Yeah, I think that's going to be my last show of the summertime break. Is actually going to be highlighting the defensive line. That's a strong point for our team, and that was the thumbnail that I was showing earlier.
Nice.
So, yeah, I like that, man. And technically, Sweat is not an edge, but he's going to help unlock that pass rush. So I threw him in there anyway. But yeah, man, like I think this is going to be fucking really good, and I'm looking forward to this year. So
yeah, I'm mostly intrigued to see our cornerback play, because if we can lock down receivers, I feel like this is. Honestly, I know I've said this on your show before, Ricky. I really truly believe it's going to be one of the best defensive rotational fronts we've seen in quite some time.
Right.
Harrison Phillips and Tony Amata were top 7 PFF and stopping the run, and you got Mika Fitzpatrick and Demario Davis, who's actually going to be a quarterback defense.
And that's huge.
We're going to see a defense that is going to surprise even the most pessimistic of Jets fans. I really believe that, and I think Carl Dunbar might have been my most favorite offseason hire, to Pep's point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good point, Kel. Good point by Kel too. Frank Reich is going to decide a lot of Aaron Glenn's future, because as weird as it sounds, even though we were historically bad last year, becoming the only team and first team in NFL history to lose 5 straight games by 23 or more points, and the only team not to have an interception, I actually believe that there's going to be a lot more pressure on Frank Reich just because of speed and weapons that we have compared to what we've seen in years past.
Yeah, I mean, there will be some pressure on him, but dude, I'm telling you, I just think that, with Gino, we're going to have such an upgraded quarterback. And for Garrett, for A.D. Mitchell, for Mason Taylor, who, dude, I keep seeing the clips, man. Fucking Gino's working out with Mason Taylor and A.D. Mitchell, which is awesome. And the fact that A.D. Mitchell and him had such good chemistry already during minicamp, and everybody was talking about it, and now I see the two of them working out on their own together. A week from now, they go to camp. They haven't had a break this whole time. They've been continuing to work. So I expect that connection to just get better and stronger. And, I'm not going to go into the whole A.D. Mitchell thing again, but, that's my guy.
Yeah, I love your point, too. I think it's because it's going to be a lot different, right? Like we see Geno Smith dapping up Garrett Wilson and AD Mitchell, but once the pads pop on and jobs are on the line, and we have over 100 players on the roster already, this is one of the most excited training camps I've probably been excited for in quite some time, just because I do think the depth outside of maybe offensive line, linebacker, and safety, I think this is one of the deepest
so I had to
rosters.
mute his mic, man, that walking noise.
It's okay.
You're still with us, Beast.
Looks like a nice day there, Beastie. Heck yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It actually looks decent outside there. I know where Jake
Chicago.
was, it was pouring rain. Here it's about 1,000,000 degrees, but where Beast is, it doesn't look too bad. I know he was saying it was hot earlier. Maybe it's just hot in the attic. Maybe now that he's out and about, it's not as bad.
Could be, my friend. Yeah,
It's not. It wasn't hot in the studio. It was actually nice and cooled off. Because I have some circular. I have a circular fan that I got for $50, and that was a steal. Then hey, what you see is what you get.
Heck yeah.
Right?
If you don't play your cards right, you're gonna lose the money, and then what are you gonna do then? Think about it. Think about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of fans, for sure.
I agree.
The AC
I
on,
agree.
need a fan on.
Hey,
Here
game
in
on.
Kansas when it gets 100 plus.
I see. I know how you guys get down there. You guys get it worse. Because when I look at the GFS European models, ooh, you guys get hit in the nuts way worse than Florida does. Florida gets it like 50 times uglier because let's look at it. Florida has
Humidity.
that. Well, here's the thing about Florida: they're the lightning capital of the world.
Yeah, closer
That's
to the
right.
equator. Mm-hmm.
There's the key element.
Tampa is the lightning capital of the world.
And that's Gators. That's Gators' neck of the woods.
Heck
That's
yeah.
where I live.
Yeah, and you too there, Sabotage brothers. Also, same with Sabotage.
Yep. Gator,
It's funny.
well, they're from like Largo and St. Pete, which is just across the water from me. But yes, still Tampa Bay area.
That's fair. Fair enough. So, but Ricky, if you see the Sabotage collection I got, it'll blow your mind because I have them covering Bohemian Rhapsody that they did from an MDA show. They also did Flight of Icarus, an Iron Maiden cover. They also did Run to the Hills. Oh, they did a lot of things that'll blow a person's mind. I even have all their rare live stuff that they also did from Germany and England, and they also did some shit in Japan.
Listen, let me tell you what. As a kid growing up and going into dude, like the first shows of theirs I saw, I had a fake ID. I wasn't even old enough to get in the bar, but I had a fake ID that a buddy made me. I watched them play in parking lots at places. I watched them play in the Dolphin Arena at Brook Gardens one time. Dude, growing up with those guys and watching them go from like, you know, just a band that was playing like backyard parties and stuff to being like, you know, a band that was on MTV and touring all over the world. It was fucking awesome. John and Chris were both really fucking awesome guys. And, you know, like I said, I talked to Chris the day that he passed away. And I didn't really talk to him. I tried to talk to him, and he just told me that, you know, he would talk to me whenever he got back to the festival that we were at. And on his way to this fucking weekend-long rock festival, some drunk kid leaving the festival hit him head on and fucking killed him. And so when he told me he would talk to me later, that was the last thing he ever said to me. And I never did get to talk to him again. But Chris Oliva was one of the greatest rock and metal guitarists ever. And we lost a legend that day. And it blows, man. Yeah. But like I said, growing up with those guys and watching them, man, like some of my best memories as a kid were going to those shows.
Heck yeah. Yeah, but that was a good time.
Because, dude, it's different. Like the bands like that, like Sabotage was probably the band from here that got the biggest. And then after John left Sabotage, he went on to form the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which is fucking amazing. But there was them, and then there was another band called Nasty Savage. That they're not just from the Tampa area; they're from like my actual town. And their drummer played Little League with my older brother, and so did their guitar player. And whenever my parents used to get pissed and they'd get tired of me and they'd tell me to get out, I would go to their drummer's house and stay there until I eventually went back home. But so yeah, like Nasty Savage and Sabotage were like the two major bands from here, and they had several different Battle of the Bands things with one against the other, but it's different when the band is from your hometown. Like, there are a lot of bands from New York, and like Addison is from LA, so obviously there's a lot of bands from there. Beast is from Chicago. I had a friend of mine that was a tattooer in Chicago, and he sent me we used to send each other photos of our most recent work. He sends me a bunch of photos one time, and it's like, yeah, man, this guy came in today, and him and his whole band got tattooed. You've probably never heard of them before. They're this band called White Zombie. And
oh yeah, I've heard of them.
My buddy tattooed Rob Zombie and Sean and like the entire band. And did like big half sleeves on each of them. And the work was just amazing, as his work always is. But a few months after that, the first like EP thing of like How the Gods Kill came out, and then about a year later, El Sexorcisto or whatever, the fucking first White Zombie album came out. So, and they blew up and were everywhere. So, it was crazy. It was crazy. Just, and I still got that letter too. I think that's hysterical. Like, you've probably never heard of them. They're called White Zombie. That's awesome.
What do we get tonight, Beast? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but Rob Zombie, like I said, he got tattooed by my buddy, and I've got my whole forearm tattooed by the same guy, actually. This forearm was done by that same person. And yeah, it's cool. Like when I met him, I said that. I was like, hey man, fucking, I know that Guy Aitchison did both of your, half sleeves on the top. I was like, he did my forearm as well. And because he's like a big horror buff, fucking, I was talking like horror movies with him for just a minute. But I only got to talk to him for a minute, but it was still cool getting to meet him.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Heck yeah.
Fucking dude, I did a Pantera show down here that I did set up and tear down for, and during one of the songs I could hear somebody else out there with them, and afterward the guy comes running out of the backstage area and he goes running by and a bunch of people are slapping his hands and shit, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, it wasn't Zach Wilde. I actually saw Zach Wilde. I met ZW. I met Zach. No, not fucking Zach Wilson. Zach Wilde. What the fuck would I want to meet Zach Wilson? Anyways, no, I met the real ZW. I met Zach Wilde. And I didn't meet him. He said what's up to me, but he said hello to me as he walked by. But anyways, so this blonde-haired guy goes running fucking by, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, what? The dude looked kind of familiar. I didn't get a good look at him. I was like, what band was this fucking guy from that was just out there singing with them? And my buddy was like, dude, that's fucking Chris Jericho, the fucking wrestler, man. That ain't a fucking rock guy. And it was. Jericho had been up on stage with him, and I didn't realize it.
That's cool.
I saw him as he walked by us. But
Y2J.
Lionheart is more like it.
Yeah,
I call
that
him
was
Lionheart.
about maybe a year and a half ago.
Nice.
But yeah, it's Pantera, but really it's just, Rex and Phil, and then you've got Charlie Benante, the Anthrax drummer, and Zach Wilde playing guitar. So, but it's still fucking cool as shit. Fucking, don't get me wrong. Fucking, it's awesome to be able to go and still be able to kind of see Pantera, even though it's not the same without, Vinny and Dime, but that was a fucking combination made in heaven, dude. Fucking, like, you don't play with somebody that well. and have the drums and guitar go together that well, unless you're brothers and you've been playing together your whole life. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, that was just something fucking special.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
So yeah, on that note, I'm also going to dedicate this show to the Abbott brothers.
Hell yeah.
Dude, all those songs are Domination, fucking Regular People, fucking Mouth for War, one of my very favorite songs ever. 5 Minutes Alone, fucking
Primal Concrete Sludge.
Art of Shredding, fucking. I
Face
mean, dude,
Melters.
there's just so many good ones, man. Fucking,
How about some heavy? What about heavy metal or heavy metal? What you call it? Heavy. It's heavy metal, but there was also Metal Magic that was also in one of their previous 1983, 1984 songs.
yep.
Which is funny because
my buddies actually met them in Texas back when they were still kind of like a glam band, and went to their house and fucking hung out and everything.
Hell yeah, dude. Nice.
Which
Bands
back
here
in the
will never
day,
die.
my buddy, on one of their tours, it's in Texas, and everybody goes to see this band, and the band is called Watchtower. They're a heavy metal band, but dude, like the drummer is like Neil Peart, and it's all like super duper fucking technical, fucking like it just next level. But the singer from that band also was in like another like more mainstream 80s band called Dangerous Toys. And the Dangerous Toys had like a couple songs that got fairly popular and got played on MTV a whole bunch. Anyways, that singer, his name's Jason McMaster, that was the Dangerous Toys singer and Watchtower singer, is doing a project with my buddy Dave, that was the Nasty Savage guitar player. He's done his own solo project that he's about to put out. It's called DNA. And it's called DNA because his name is David Nelson Austin. So it's just his initials, but that's kind of cool. So
That's cool.
at any rate, yeah, it's putting out this project, and that singer, the Dangerous Toys singer, is singing on it. So looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Dude, like I was saying before, it's different when the band that hits it big is from your hometown.
Yeah.
Like, Beast knows Sabotage, and Sabotage is probably more widely known, but like Nasty Savage, like, all your hardcore metal fans are going to know that, but your mainstream people maybe might not. But dude, here in my town where I grew up, every fucking kid knows it. Like, every single kid in this town that was my age or close to my age, like say my age to 4 or 5 years older than me, everybody in that age group, when they were very first coming out, they had like a 4-song demo tape that was just a crappy thing they made themselves, and they were just they weren't using studios to make it. They were using like reel-to-reel fucking cassette players to re-record copies of it to sell. And they were like $5 or something. And every fucking kid that I knew owned that Wage of Mayhem demo. Every fucking kid. I didn't know anybody that didn't have it. And then when their first album came out, same thing. Every single person I knew owned that album, because like even like the real preppy stuck up cheerleader girls and fucking the drama kids and shit like that, they owned that fucking album because the guys were from our town.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no famous artists from my town. Like 4,000 people live here. That's
Dude,
pretty
you know
cool.
what's funny is back in, I want to say it was in like 1983 or 84. I think it was 83. On Headbangers Ball one time, they had like a special, and it was like Brandon, Florida, the heavy metal capital of the world.
Huh.
And I was like, holy shit. And one of the little clips that they showed was the kid, Edwin, that was playing guitar with us at the time, was like skateboarding down the main road in town. And there was like a just like little 2 or 3 second clip that caught him skateboarding from behind. But I was like, holy shit, this is insane. And they were talking about it. They were like, from here in the Tampa Bay area, we've got the Genitortures, we have Morbid Angel, we have Deicide, we have Sabotage, Nasty Savage, Obituary, fucking Massacre, fucking 6 Feet Under, fucking, like there's a list, Death, before that, Mantis, like just, a load of people. And then back in the day, there were bands like Stranger and Power Surge, but point being, like they actually had this special on MTV that said my town was the heavy metal capital of the world.
Huh. That's cool.
So it was cool, man. It was cool as shit.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, yeah, if I were to be writing down a list of my accomplishments or ones that are tied to me in some sort of way, I suppose, at least. I lived in the heavy metal capital of the world. So
heck yeah.
That's awesome. And I have a hamburger that was named after me, or at least named after my show. So, just having it named after the show is awesome.
That is awesome.
Dude, yeah, I posted that thing on X the other day, and I asked people to repost it, and Pagan already reposted it, and JT reposted it, but guy that has the Draft Hub on X, and he has an NFL Draft Hub channel here on YouTube too. That's amazing.
Nice.
Really, and he's a Jets fan like us. But dude, it's
hell yeah.
really, really super good draft content. And I highly encourage everybody to check that out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to find his info right now so I can post it in the chat so people can click the link and go check it out. But he reposted it too. And that's awesome because he's got like a lot of followers, and that was really fucking nice. Mike Saunders, what's up? Coach Glick, what's up? Let me see here.
I gotta use the restroom real quick. Take the reins from here, Ricky. I shall be right back.
Right on, right on. And okay, there we go. All right, and here we go. And it is for everybody in the chat. I just posted the link right there. You should be able to click on that. And that is a link for the Draft Hub. If you want really, really good in-depth breakdowns of prospects, this is a channel you'll want to subscribe to. This is definitely a channel that you want to subscribe to.
I had to switch from my football from here to my phone to here. But that chicken place is okay. A little lacking. But
you know what? Everything is lacking these days, Beast. I went out last night and went to a place, and I got mainly breakfast food. But I got 2 dinners. Breakfasts. I got one that was a couple of scrambled eggs and some bacon and toast and hash browns. But then I got a second order that was just a big, huge hash brown with cheese and mushrooms and ham and tomatoes and onions and like everything on it, and ketchup. And I saved that for later, but I ended up eating both of them last night. But yeah, just the quality of the food. I was telling my wife, like, it's just gone down everywhere, man. Food just isn't good like it used to be.
Tell me about it. It's fucking ridiculous because even like IHOP used to be good. Not anymore. Not no more. It's like
Derek,
you hire a bunch of.
No, I have not yet, brother. I'll check it out right now.
I'm gonna say I've been
You should
doing
be
a lot
able
of
to click on that.
Yeah, I did.
I've been
I
looking
pulled
at
it
all
up
these
here.
restaurant places I've gone to for all these years. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Half these places suck. They don't add up the qualification, quality, and their shit is turned into garbage. I mean, you go to Cheesecake Factory, you're getting sure, it might be a little expensive, but is the quality worth it? I think so.
Now listen, Cheesecake Factory is really good, but here you have to like walk down the fucking alleys that are all fucking running with spilled beer and piss from the fucking strip, and make your way past the homeless people asking for a handout, and
Oh boy, that's where the fun begins.
because it's kind of like in a little back alley location in what used to be a historic part of town that's kind of been redone, and now it's like a little mini version of the French Quarter.
Well, if you look at it clearly, the homelessness is it's rampant and getting way out of control because taxes these days are insane, and then you really add up all the key elements. Then you got to look at income tax and then the state tax, and you're going, ugh. Like you want to rip your face off, like you do from Beatles, just going, yeah.
Which Beast? What's your favorite place to go out and eat fast food or dine in?
Well,
anything.
My top three have always been Cheesecake Factory, Red Robin, and Five Guys.
Five Guys.
That's been my top three.
All right.
Wendy's for fast food. That's like number one because Wendy's. I'll take Wendy's over Mickey D's and Shit King any day of the week. You know why? Because
you look like you could put away a couple of Beastinators.
Well, Wendy's is better because I like their quality better. They got a great sausage and biscuit you can't beat. They got great baconators. They got the great the single sandwich. They got the double and all that other stuff. But I will put that against Mickey D's or Shit King any day of the week.
Five Guys ain't cheap, but honestly, Five Guys is like for a regular burger is like fucking $1 more than a Baconator is. So it's really not $1.50 more. But the thing is, the last couple of times I went to Five Guys, I was really fucking let down, man. Like the quality there seems to have gone down too, and it sucks, man. It's lame. But anyways, I'm supposed to be Mr. Positivity. I can't be talking all negative like that.
No, you're good.
It's not my guy. It's not my fault what Five Guys does or does not do. But yeah, I don't want to be Mr. Negative. I'd rather think about the Jets and how good they look and how good they're going to look this season. And with that note, I will try to be more positive.
I just want to be in the room that he's in because he's going to light up the room. First of all, just with his mentality, he's got this winning mentality, this positive vibe about him, and
heck yeah,
I try. I certainly try. But yeah, there's very few places I go to eat that I like anymore. Like now, I will go to Olive Garden every once in a while, and that's still pretty good. But the one here is anyway. I can't speak of other places, but right here in like my immediate area, like this part of town, everything sucks. Everything fucking sucks. First of all, it's pretty much all fast food. The only thing that isn't here is a Zaxby's chicken, which isn't very good, and a fucking barbecue place that's terrible. There used to be a really good barbecue place here, and then I don't know. Their business was slow. They ended up selling it to some other owners who changed the name, changed the menu, jacked the prices up, and it was closed within 4 months. So the one good place we used to have here is gone. But
that was a good Frank Reich.
Yeah, hell yeah, Artie. I'll make my own burger. Exactly. And I don't have to.
Have you ever tried a?
Oh, I don't have that, do I?
Have you ever tried a Gordon Ramsay burger? I've said this before. Gordon Ramsay makes great burgers, and he does tell it like it is. I've watched how he makes those burgers. It's just like, how the hell do you do it? It's called Just watch, pay attention, and learn. I mean, I don't like. Half the guys I see that make burgers, they look great, but unfortunately, there's a little miscue there. It's called you gotta maintain that burger. You want it very delicious. That means you take it very slow. Worcestershire teriyaki. Also, you want to throw a little seasoned salt and pepper in there to kick up give it a boost, boost. A little oregano. And also, to put that burger together, you only need 1 egg. One egg. And then what you do is you put your hands in there, you bust that shit up. You gotta go and go and go and go and go. And then once that's prepared, put it in the fridge. Let that seep in for at least 15, 20 minutes. Then once it's prepared, then make the balls. Make the hamburger balls, but you gotta do it if you got that little silicone circle thing, pat it down flush, and then form it, and then don't touch a thing. Not one finger.
Beast, you like your egg on your burger over easy, right?
I'm a scrambled man.
Scrambled man? Okay.
There you go.
I've always been a scrambled man, and I'll tell you why. I've tried over easy, not flying there.
You've had over easy on a burger?
No, I'm not the. I don't like yolk on my burger. Way
That's
off.
fair. That's fair.
I like mine scrambled, and scrambled is good. All you gotta do is don't over season. You over season it, you be go. you be looking completely Japanese. Going.
I've only had egg on a hamburger a couple times. It's usually like some old like breakfast restaurant, like almost like a brunch type thing. I've only tried it a couple times. I'm not crazy about it. I don't think I'd do it on my own, but it's not bad. Egg over easy on a burger. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to make it, but I might
same
try
if you're doing a chicken breast, like if you're gonna do a nice little chicken breast, this is what you do. Let's sit in the marinade for about at least 24 to 48 hours. Then after the 48 hours, if it's ready and you know it's ready to go, put that burner on medium and watch that chicken closely because you don't want to be eating burnt chicken. You want a good tender on that chicken. And always use the pokers and make sure when you use the pokers, make sure you're checking it. And don't stub it like you're giving it appendicitis. You just gotta go easy.
Oh
easy. Yeah. No giving it appendicitis.
Yeah.
It's like if you were a doctor, you'd have to put the apron on and the mask and go doink 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 doink.
Yeah. Don't want no salmonella. Gotta make sure that's 160.
Yeah, that's another thing we gotta watch out too, because if you watch closely this whole diarrhea breakout. That's not it. You've been hearing about the diarrhea breakout, right?
The diarrhea lettuce. Yeah, I just heard about it yesterday.
Well, I keep telling everybody, stay away from fake joint. And you know why? I'll tell you what's bad right now in the top 5. We know Chipotle is one of the top 5 worst places in the United States. I've done research on that, and some people have said, we ain't touching that. Taco Bell, I wouldn't touch that place with a 5-foot pole. That place is terrible. And if you really also want good other places to stay away from too, like McDonald's is definitely up there too, because their burgers are not that great. I keep telling everybody they're using fake 7327. That ain't wouldn't touch it. Same with Burger King. Stay away from it. It's garbage. Burger King used to be the hot hit of the 90s. Not anymore. It's garbage. It is trash. Trash from the get-go. And last but not least, Popeyes used to be good. Now it's like, what the fuck did you guys do here? It's insane. Half the prices. I mean, you used to get a 14-piece of chicken for $20, right? For $20, you get a 14-piece of chicken, right? You're getting 2 sides, Cajun fries, and now it went from $20 to $40, and you're sitting there going, Are you fucking insane? Have you flipped? Why in the hell would you pay $40 for a meal like that? Are you crazy? Same with pizza. I mean, a family-sized pizza. Nowadays, family-sized pizzas, everything has went from single to double. I mean, you used to get a family-sized pizza for almost $28. Not anymore. Try up maybe 48, maybe $55 nowadays, and you're sitting there going, $55, and that includes also if you're also willing to pay the delivery charge. Yes, the delivery charge, which will, and you know what I mean by, and Derek, you know what I mean by,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right up the ass too. Yeah, another way they pull your pants down so they can give you the. Yeah, it's their way of saying we love you. Yeah, yeah. I bet you do. And you know what I mean by I bet you do. That's
No
why.
doubt.
That's why I stay away from these places nowadays. It's not what they used to be. Not anymore. I don't even go to Les Brothers anymore. You know why? They doubled their breakfast price. They used to be $7 or $8. Not anymore. Try $16 a meal. $16 fucking a meal. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Well, you know what? There is, as we're talking about food and how it's not as good anymore, there is one burger that will not let you down. And on the weekend of August 10th and 11th of this year, on the weekend of the Jets-Browns game at the Cloverleaf Tavern in Hackensack, New Jersey, Chef Kevin Gilbert will unveil the Ricky New York Live burger. You can see right there what's on it. It is bacon from top to bottom because bacon rules.
Facts.
Bacon is fucking awesome, and you can't go wrong with bacon.
No doubt.
So, yes, everybody, I hope they can make it to that game. I hope they can make it to the restaurant takeover the night before to meet and hang out with a bunch of your fellow Jets fans and have yourself a Ricky New York Live burger.
That's the
It is
Browns
not
game,
every
right?
day. Yes, it is not every day that you get a burger named after you. And I'm very honored. I'm flattered, and I'm honored that Chef Kevin would name a
Chef
burger
Kevin's the
after
man.
me. So, yeah.
You gonna be serving that at the tailgate for the Browns game?
He's not making it for the tailgate. I think it's a little
Okay.
bit too involved for him to make it the tailgate. So he said that will be exclusive at the restaurant only.
Nice.
But yeah, man. And yeah, the burger itself is 1/3 bacon, 1/3 brisket, and 1/3 Angus beef, all pressed together. And then more bacon on top of that with some bacon jam. And yeah, it's just, I like bacon.
Yeah, man.
I just kind of told Chef Kevin like what kind of burger I like and left it up to him, and what he came up with was fucking amazing. You know,
Thin cut bacon or thick cut bacon?
Of what's that?
Thin cut bacon or thick cut bacon?
It's probably a little bit thick on the thicker side. It's Applewood
Nah,
smoked
you're
bacon,
talking
and
about
so
hey.
yeah, so yeah, man.
I like that.
Like I said, I'm flattered and honored to have a burger named after me.
Thick and crispy.
You know, not everybody can say that they've had a hamburger named after them. And I was born in Hamburg, Germany, the birthplace of the hamburger, literally. So
Awesome.
that is very fitting. And yeah, man, like, so I'm real excited for that. I'm pumped for that. You know, Paul is doing a drawing, a raffle on his show to win like tickets to the game and field passes where you can be down on the field when the players are warming up and shit. And
Sweet.
everything that, yeah, it's like worth $600 or something, the value.
All as in Junior, Bowling Green.
Yeah, and two different people bought raffle tickets and gave them to me. So I've actually got 2 entries in that raffle already. And I'm going to try to get a third one. And so, you know, and I told Paul, like, right now, everything with me is so up in the air. I don't even know if I would be able to make it. But if I don't make it, somebody in the community is going to be very happy, because probably somebody that donated to me the other day is going to end up getting those tickets and stuff to that game if I were to win it.
Very kind of you, man.
So, and you know what? If something amazing happened that, you know, I'm not holding my breath, but some weird thing happened and I just happened to be able to make it, it's 2 tickets. So somebody else is getting to go with me regardless anyway. But if I can't go, then 2 somebodies are going to be very happy. But bare minimum, 1 somebody's going to be very happy. We'll see how long that lasts if they're sitting next to me at a Jets game. But hopefully the Jets will give us something to cheer about, and I'll be much more pleasant to sit next to. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, dude. Well, hopefully you'll be able to make it.
I hope so, but I'm not anticipating it right now. Like, you know,
that's late October, or is it early October? Is that week 5? I can't remember. I haven't seen our schedule in a while. Week 5.
Yeah, that's week 5. October. The game is actually on October 11th. The unveiling of the hamburger is the day before, on the 10th.
Nice.
But yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, hopefully I'll be able to go, but I don't know. I'm not making any plans that far ahead at the moment. Yeah. You know, I'm kind of on a time limit, like where not a time limit per se, but everything's taken care of and laid out for me up until a certain point in time, you know, and I have from now until then to figure out what I'm doing and, you know, go back to work and start getting some money coming in. And even though, you know, bills might be paid up until a certain point, like I got to make sure that the money that I've got, you know, lasts for everyday things until then too.
Right.
So, yeah, I can't be making plans to go on trips or anything like that at the moment.
For
like
sure.
I got other things to take care of first. Hopefully that comes, but you know, I'm pounding away hard at the job search. Dude, I want the remote job where I can just work being a prompt engineer and typing in prompts to an AI all day long and helping teach the AI. And I didn't even know there was such a thing. Clancy told me about it, and then I started looking it up. And,
nice.
You know, I don't know. Like, it's a really hot job, and a lot of people want it, and so there's a lot of applicants. And let's just say I don't know how good I feel about my chances now after researching it, because a lot of people are trying to do that same thing. And why wouldn't you? You know, sit at home. You know, you get paid to work from home. All you got to do is sit there and type all day. And I wondered, like, if these people are going to send this to me to type in, why didn't they just type it in themselves? Like, you know, which I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue. Hey, that's fine. And, you know, maybe it's just those are the baseline. And then as I continue to talk with the AI, I write down its responses and stuff like that. So maybe there's that part to it that they're not saying. But at any rate, I'm thinking, if you have to type in, if they give you enough information to type prompts into an AI all day long, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, whatever, full-time job, think about how much information you're going to gain yourself and learn that you didn't know because you're having to type it in all day long.
True.
Like, so in a way, it's like they're paying you to gain all kinds of fucking knowledge. And so to me, that's just like an extra benefit. That's awesome.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty sweet gig. Hopefully I'll line up for you. There's because
I don't know, but you know what? I'm also, dude, I've been applying for everything from like fucking lawn maintenance to food to fucking regular maintenance jobs to warehouse jobs to mechanic jobs to like I've been applying for everything. And at this point, I'm probably up over 90 fucking applications that I filled out. And I've got 2 interviews. One of them, they ended up calling me and saying, sorry, your background check came back and you didn't pass. And they canceled the interview.
yeah,
And the other one, they ended up calling me and telling me that there was a different guy that had talked to them before me that had interviewed that they went ahead and hired. And so the position was no longer open. And so that one got canceled too. And those were my only 2. And I've continued to keep making reservations with Uber to try to rent a car to drive Uber. And every day they don't have cars and they cancel. And this has been going on for about 3.5 weeks. And in that amount of time, I've had 23 reservations and 23 cancellations. And I've got another one now for Monday, and I fully expect by 8:30, 9 o'clock Monday, I'll have an email or a text telling me that one is canceled as well. But dude, I'm doing what I can, you know, and that's all you can do. I just keep plugging along. Like Curtis Martin said, if you're going through hell, don't stop. So yeah, man, like sometimes that's all you can do. Just keep going.
hell yeah, man. Joe Dirt once said, "Life's a garden, you dig it, you make it work for you." Hell yeah. I got faith in you though, Ricky. You're a super nice human being, and you're always so nice with your time and let me on the show, and the way that you treat people every single day. I got a lot of good faith that something good's going to turn up for you, brother. I really do.
I certainly hope so. I mean, being completely candid, being nice doesn't pay real well, but
That's fair. That's fair.
I wish it did, man. I wish it did. You know, but hey, it is what it is. You know, like I said, I'm gonna keep plugging along, and something will turn up at some point. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We are only 129 viewers away from hitting 500.
Let's go.
So we are making our push. I want to try to hit 400 subscribers by the time the preseason gets here and kicks off. That's another 29 to go. So whether you are watching on YouTube, whether you are watching on X, you have to be on YouTube to subscribe to the channel. So if you are not and you're watching on another platform, please come on over here to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, help show your support, help me reach other Jets fans just like you, and continue to grow this brand bigger and better, and help spread that positivity, man. Help me spread these positive vibes to other Jets fans.
Yeah, man.
We've all been down. We've all been depressed. You know, we've all had to suffer through these last few years, but it's finally turning around. We're finally going to have something good to watch. And I want to be here to share that with all you guys. So, you know, definitely subscribe. Share this with your friends that are Jets fans. And, hey, if you're a Jet fan and you're down and you need to get picked up and you need some positivity, this is the right place to come.
Hell yeah.
We are very optimistic here on the channel. Aaron Glenn is the right guy for the job. This team is going to look different this year. We are going to have something that's worth watching. And I'm looking super forward to it. And
me too, man.
I want to be able to share it with all you guys, man. And I want to be able to come on here, you know, on Sunday evenings and do a post-game show where we're happy because we just won. And, you know, I want my regular shows on like Tuesdays and Saturdays and Thursdays to be talking about last week's win and celebrating with you guys. And, you know, I want it to happen in week 1 against Robert Saleh. I want it to happen. All those games that we think we're going to win, whether it be, the Browns, the, Raiders, the
Raiders, Cardinals.
All right. Okay. And Bill says we're 127 away from 500. So
Let's go,
we've gained
Ricky.
a couple. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who's subbing. That is, while you're here, go ahead and just hit that old like button as hard as you can.
Ricky, if I may,
I love that clip.
That's so good. That's Quincy at his best.
That's actually me playing the guitar on that clip as well.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
As well as the intro song as well.
Hell yeah. Ricky, you had one of my favorite things whenever you called into Jake's show. It's like a week or so ago. Robbie Sabo was on, and you brought up a point that I thought was really awesome about just how awesome and amazing this fan base is, and like even if we're a wild card team, or like how cool it'd be for any of our favorite YouTube content creators to be able to do a live show, even before or after a playoff win. Yeah. It'd be unprecedented.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I've reiterated this point to Jake, to Nick Shine, to Boy Green, to all the different content creators when I've spoken to them, or when they've been on this show, or I've been on their show, and I've said the same thing to all of them. In the YouTube era, there has not been a Jet playoff game, since the Jet content era of YouTube has been going on. It started off in, say the early 2000 teens, on some other platforms, but it wasn't really until like 2016, 2017 that the team specific YouTube channels and content really started to take shape.
Right.
And so, over that duration, and I mean, like I said, I was watching Jake's show like when we hired Adam Gase, and I remember the meltdown that Jake had, and I had, and everybody else had when we hired Adam Gase.
Yeah.
So like I've been watching and calling into shows and stuff for that long, but yeah, dude, like 2009, 2010, when we were in the AFC Championship games, which was our last playoff appearances. There wasn't Jets YouTube yet. Like it didn't exist yet in the form that it does now anyway. So yeah, we've never had that, not Jake, not Ian, not Green Bean, not me, not anybody. We've never had a Jets playoff game to be able to celebrate and talk about in the YouTube era. And, you just had to, yeah. Gase is a good coach. You just had to bring up that call with Robbie Sabo. I'm going to be 100% transparent here and be very candid with everybody and honest. So that day, I had been awake probably all night that night, and I wasn't sleeping a lot at that point, and was on Boy Green's show. And then instead of going to sleep like I should have, I stayed up and I called into Jake's show too. And I was actually in the middle of texting my wife, and I actually think I fell asleep in the middle of texting my wife. And anyways, I was like, dude, I was sitting there, and it's like I was just floating along, and there's music playing. And then all of a sudden I realized that the music that's playing is my intro from Jake's show.
Yeah, I was tuned in that morning.
I'm Ricky, New York, Florida State, and the music's playing, and I'm just kind of floating along. And then all of a sudden I hear this voice, Ricky, and it's fucking Jake. And I'm pretty sure that he knew I was asleep. And when I heard it, I kind of I looked up, and my eyes are all bleary, and I'm looking, and there's Jake, and there's Robbie Sabo, and then there's me right in between the two of them. And then like Jake throws me full screen for a second. And I'm kind of like looking down because I don't want to look at the camera because my eyes were all fucking blurry and shit. And I think I told him that I was texting or something because, I mean, they can't tell. I fucking Aaron Glenn their ass. Fucking, I was just looking down. They can't really tell what I was doing. But I was fucking sound asleep. And just the way that Jake said my name, I know he knows I was sleeping. And he's so good at that, dude. Like, I'll be on hold for an hour, but the 10 seconds that I get up and walk away from my camera and he sees that I'm not there, he'll go to me. Or when I finally fallen asleep and he sees it, he'll go to me. Like, Jake's awesome, man. His timing is so good and so flawless. Whether it's that or the speed at which he can pull up a particular clip. And dude, he's got hundreds of them. Like, I don't even know how many now, but at the one time that I was talking to him, I know he had probably close to 400 or something. And I know that he's got them in files, so it's a little bit quicker to get to. But even still, dude, like I've got 20, and sometimes it takes me a minute or two to find what I'm looking for. Fucking so. But dude, he can do it like mid conversation. We're talking, and then all of a sudden he comes with him, Aaron Rodgers, congrats on the sex clip or something. It's like, oh shit.
Congrats on the sex.
Absolutely, man.
Congrats on the
Eddie, what up?
Yeti. What's up, brother?
This guy, I haven't seen it on in years.
There we go. Jason, Derek, Ricky, good to see you guys.
Good to see you too,
Good to see you, man. How you doing?
Doing okay, man. Just got off of work. I waited till I got up the hill we call this time. That wasn't all out of breath.
You're good, brother. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you guys too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so Derek, you're here. That number 25, is that a Rhodes jersey that you have?
Yes.
It is a Rhodes. Okay.
Sir Kerry Rhodes.
Gotcha. Oh, you're walking around now. Cool.
My face. My mom got me this for Christmas.
Oh, you know what?
Cool.
I love Kerry Rhodes.
All right. Deep breaths, Ricky. Deep breaths. You got this.
Oh, I'm good.
He's going into labor. Oh no.
What the hell are you talking? I would be like, every time you pick him out, going, what the fuck are you talking about? Going like, men don't have babies. Are you crazy?
Not yet.
But, yes, I was actually going to put this jersey on before the show, and I forgot. But
At 80 or 88?
89. Okay, I thought it was 85. My fault. Nice.
Jacob.
How many
Is that
signatures there on that thing?
Yes,
Who is
that's
it?
my Jericho Cotchery. Fucking
It's
love
Jericho.
this fucking jersey.
It is Jericho.
Jericho was
Underrated.
awesome here, man. He was so
Underrated as
good
hell.
here. Yeah, I really liked him here.
Him with Lavernus. Oh man.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good
Blessings
Yeah,
season.
in
like when we
disguise
had,
from Mark Sanchez.
Whether it was him and Coles and Moss, or I like when we had fucking
My
Quebec.
years were, was Brad
Wayne
Smith in that team? Did Brad Smith play with Cotchery ever? Did they cross over?
What was it?
I
Did
don't know if that
Brad
was.
Smith play with Cotchery?
I don't know if that was a year after.
That was
I
a
don't
year
think so.
after, I believe.
I think it was a year after, but I'm not for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we had a lot of like really good like C+, B- receivers, and I put Cotchery as a solid B. I think he was a solid B.
Brad Smith and
Dude, he was
Cotchery
fucking-
played
he
together for
was
4
good.
years.
Yeah,
06
okay,
to
so
20,
they did play together for a while.
06
Yeah.
to 2010.
Bradley Smith, he was
Dude,
one of my
remember that
favorite
fucking
players.
play where he fucking blew out his knee,
Out of
but then
Missouri.
he fucking like jumped and caught the ball anyway, and fucking was like he had like hobbled over to fucking get in position to get the fucking
Yeah.
ball. Fucking
We've
Dude,
had
that's-
some pretty electric
that's-
returners.
that is playing like a jet. That is not quitting. That's fucking
Yeah. He would
and-
put his entire body on the line.
yes.
I love
you know
Brad
what?
Smith,
Guys
dude.
like him and Lavernius Coles
And
embody.
he can play any position, man.
Yeah. I liked
And-
when Rex Ryan would put him in wildcat formations.
Yeah,
Just
I
Brad
see a
Smith,
lot of
and he'd
that
usually
in,
tuck and run.
I
Is it
see a lot
phased
of
by
that
you?
in Omar Cooper, that same kind of attitude.
I could be
Right.
wrong, but just like Keyshawn, they even had him play, corner or safety a couple times when when it was Hail Mary time.
Yep.
I think they
Just
put
for
him
his
in there.
speed. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right, I got to go dark for a minute.
No, you're good, brother.
Right
That was
on.
a good throwback. Yeah, Brad Smith was electric. Anytime I seen him on
Brad
the
Smith
backfield,
was
on returns,
awesome, dude. Fucking,
so good.
I loved having a fucking receiver that could play quarterback like that, because then you could like have him out there on fucking special teams too.
Yeah,
And fucking
if he could hold snaps, if he could hold, for the kicker, if he could have done that, what a weapon! That would have been
and
dope.
he could throw it pretty fucking good too. When
Yeah,
threw
he
it.
played quarterback in Missouri, I believe.
Yeah.
That's why he wore 16 before, that was before wide receivers were wearing lower numbers. I mean, you might have had a few, but yeah.
But no, I love fucking Brad Smith. I got a Brad Smith jersey somewhere. Okay.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. I always loved shout out Braylon Edwards too, man. He was always
Yeah, and he liked the Jets. He never talked crap about them, later on. Like Plex kind of talked a little bit of crap about the Jets and the organization, but yeah, you never heard Edwards say anything bad. I like Plesko too. I just like those tall alien type bodies that can go up and get the ball.
red zone threats. That's what I feel like we got with. I know Omar Cooper's not the tallest, but I think when it comes to red zone situations, watch that entire Penn State game, and that was one of the greatest college catches I've ever seen in my entire life. And I watched quite a bit of college football.
Is that the one where he was on the sideline and got his feet down and extended?
Yeah, it was in the back of the end zone, like by the field goal post. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That was one of the most insane plays I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, that guy blows my mind. Like, he already looks like he's the oldest player on the team. And
yeah, he's all dreaded out.
His age is so deceiving. But he, black don't crack. He'll probably look the same till he's 65.
Yeah, I got a lot of high hopes and expectations for Omar Cooper this year, and I think he's going to fit every single one of them. And I love that he wears 83, Santana Moss. Shout out.
Right.
Another unsung Jet.
Yeah. True that.
One of my favorite Jets receivers. Yeah, I think vertically, you're going to have to pick your poison as I brought this up on Danger Zone's show yesterday. There's 36 new offensive and defensive coordinators in the National Football League this year. It's like, even if you're not completely confident in like our offense and defense, rightfully so, because I love Aaron G. I love Aaron Glenn. I hope he wins. I really do. I'm sick of looking at new head coaches, but I think if you're a defensive coordinator and you're looking at this Jets offense, you're not going to be able to load the box against Breece Hall just as often. And we never got to see A.D. Mitchell and Garrett Wilson on the field together last year.
No,
and now
we
you add
didn't.
in Sadiq and Breece. I think it's a lethal combination for a defensive coordinator. Even if you don't respect the Jets, you're going to have to respect that speed on offense. And we're going to find out real quick.
Like I was saying earlier, I like Omar Cooper because he reminds me of like Cotry or Coles. Like he's got that, extra effort fucking with the ball.
50-50 guy.
Fucking yak ability where he's fucking physical and he fucking.
Well, like you said, Derek, like Moss. Yeah, he's
like so I'm digging that, man. I think he'll be good for us in the slot. It might take him a little bit to get going, and I'm curious about that. Do we see Tim Patrick or did we end up seeing like Isaiah Williams, who was having like a really good camp? Like, who do we end up seeing in the meantime if it takes a minute?
I don't know if you talked about it here, but it's okay if these guys don't get off to a good start because we got other players in front of them. Like it's okay. If Sadiq doesn't shoot out of the gate, like it's okay.
I think Mason Taylor's going to have a really good year this year too.
Me too.
Probably one of our more under the radar players right now.
Yep.
But
yeah, nobody's talking about him. It seems like.
Dude, there's several things I'm excited about. I'm excited about the offensive line. I'm excited about Mason Taylor. I'm really super excited about fucking A.D. Mitchell, and I'm hyped about all our draft picks. I'm hyped about Osai and Amanyata and how that's going to help, on early downs. I'm pumped up about a lot of things, and so mainly our defensive line. Whether it's the edges, and Igbari, Osai, Bailey, McDonald, whatever.
Onyemata, Briggs.
Or if it's in the middle, with Onyemata and Sweat and Daryl
I keep
Jackson
forgetting about
and
Sweat.
Briggs and fucking Harrison and Phillips and
You're not going to run up against the middle on us at all.
dude, no, nobody is going to be able to
Have
run
fun.
on
Have fun. That's all I'm saying.
brick wall.
I
And
want
that's
fourth.
going to make games one-dimensional. Fucking, it's going to play to our favor. Dude, I'm pumped. This defensive line, it's
Insane.
good and it's fucking deep, man.
I think
And
it's
we got
better than anything
guys.
Sala ever had.
Yeah, I can't wait for fourth and 3 to be a real punting situation. Because the last couple of years, they're like, let's go for it. 4th and 5, fuck it, let's go for it. I can't wait. This is going to
We're
be
getting to the fourth quarter of games, and they just keep pounding the rock right in between the tackles, fucking play after
They're not
play.
gonna be able
We
to
can't
do that.
stop it, and they just eat up clock, and fucking we don't have a chance to get back in games because we can't fucking all that shit's gonna look different this year. So
I think so too.
Can I ask you guys a question? I was going to ask Jason too, but who, aside of Brees and Garrett, who's the player you want to see most, or who's your favorite player on offense aside of those two?
Aside of Brees and Garrett and AD?
Yeah. Well, you can say AD. I didn't put him in there.
yeah, I would say AD right now.
Yeah.
If I had to
AD
answer
for
right
sure.
now, AD. On the defensive side of the ball, ooh, that's a good one.
Mine's DeMario. I'll keep saying that. I'll just throw it out before you say
Like
yours.
DeMario and Nashawn.
I'm tempted to say DeMario, but
It's tough. It's a good question. I'll spit mine on offense after you go, Ricky. It's a tough call. I like how deep.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm probably gonna say D'Angelo Pons.
I know. He's like, really want to see what he can do.
Yeah, I wanted to say
Dude,
Pons.
I'm tempted to say AZ Thomas. I'm tempted to say David Bailey.
Okay.
I'm very curious about both, but I gotta say, man, everything that the other players said about him, they all say like he's super smart. He is super intelligent. Like his football IQ is off the charts.
Stanford guy, man.
And for a rookie kid to come in, and the kids that have been there a couple of years, and the other older players to be saying that about him, stands out to me. That's a really good sign. And also his kind of physical approach. He might be little, but he's a dog. Fucking so. I like it. I like everything I've heard so far, and that's like I was saying earlier. That's one of the camp battles I'm most curious to see is corner, and see who ends up emerging with those starting jobs. And Artie, you're interested in Club Nick?
That's awesome.
Well played.
I sent Cisco one of those shirts because he's a big Club Nick guy. But
did you come up with that, Ricky?
Don't worry.
Good shit.
We're gonna have a good team to watch this year, and I'm looking forward to it.
At least respect him.
Real quick, here's the schedule of the upcoming shows.
Let's go.
Nice.
Next one would be Thursday the 23rd, and then Tuesday the
20th. Is on fire.
I also have some kind of exciting news too. A couple of upcoming guests, but until I can get an actual date locked in, I'm going to go ahead and hold that back for right now because I don't want to get ahead of myself and say anything before it's confirmed. But I got two different guests that are both really, really super cool that I'm looking really forward to having on the show that I reached out to this weekend and heard back from both of them. And so cool stuff coming up, man. That will be once training camp kicks off. But like I said, man, rookies report 2 weeks from today.
I know, man.
The veterans and the rest of the team, they report 2 weeks from Monday. So, you know,
It's coming
it's
fast, man.
almost
The older
time.
we get, the
It's
faster.
almost time. The time is almost here, man.
Yeah.
I know they're not playing any games yet, but as soon as camp starts, that's the beginning of Jets football for this year. So,
Yeah.
I'm fucking ready, man.
The first preseason game is in like 15 some days. August 6th. I know that much. I don't know how many days it is, but it's Panthers Cardinals, I think, or something like that. August
Something
6th, Hall
like
of Fame
that.
game.
That's the Hall of Fame.
We're not too many days away, my friends.
And then it's just 2 weeks after that for real preseason to start, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's right there, guys. It's July. It's middle of July. It's right there.
Less than a month.
Yep. It's kind of crazy to think about the journey we've had. This past
Oh,
season.
you know what?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Let me see.
We are running out of time. We're starting to run out of time. I still want another linebacker.
Yes, I know that.
we can still get one.
Yeah.
Especially the Mood's going to be making some
Yes,
moves.
I know that.
Darren Movie. Because there's going to be these players that we can sign off waiver wires, kind of similar to how we got Quincy Williams and John Franklin Myers. So there's going to be great. There's going to be good players on the Rams, on these Super Bowl contending teams that are good, but not quite good enough to make the roster. I'm so big on Bobby Wagner and Bobby Okereke. I think they're still available. I think if we can maybe pull the trigger on those, or if they don't get signed, I think because that's probably my biggest concern in terms of overall depth. I love Josh Myers. I don't think you get a scholarship to Ohio State if you're that bad at football. I just don't think he got a lot of starting reps whenever he was a Packer. So I'm going to keep my thoughts somewhat cautiously optimistic on Josh Myers on how good of a center he could potentially be for our team this year. But I do love that we got Inez Cooper on a national championship team in the 6th round, and Dylan Parham and Tittman both have center experience.
Yes.
So we got Dylan Parham and Inez Cooper, and nobody's talking about Inez Cooper. And I think,
that's true.
And we still got
Not
Cole
yet,
Laval.
and I think that he's more of a developmental piece. Like, I think he could start a year or two from now. I don't know about right away. That's
True.
a bit
Yeah. I like him for depth. But just in terms of his size and his just
and the same thing with Daryl Jackson.
Yeah.
On the defensive side, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I think those are both more like your developmental depth pieces, but I like both of those additions.
Yeah. I feel like we're going to find out a lot about Carl Dunbar, because with the additions that we've added on this defensive line, and Sweat, Onyemata, Harrison Phillips, Daryl Jackson, I mean, you just insert name. If you can run on this Jets team, it's got to be something on the staff. And we're going to find out really quick if play calling is Aaron Glenn's superpower.
Since you brought it up, and you brought up Inez Cooper, and this isn't something that I really heard a lot about on other shows, so maybe this will be something interesting and different for the Jets fans. But when we first signed those guys, did you hear their comments about each other, because they had played with each other in Miami and then against each other when Inez was in Miami and Daryl Jackson was at Florida State?
I did not hear that, but I got to think on here after you say it.
Yeah, when they were together in Miami, they went against each other in practice every day, and they had a good relationship. But they competed against one another, and they trash talked each other, and they had a competition. And but then Daryl Jackson left Miami, went to Florida State, and then they played against each other on the field on Saturdays, and so it was different. But that competition between the two of them was still there. And that but it turned into more of like a rivalry kind of, and both of them had a lot of respect for the other, and according to Jackson, who's a very good defensive tackle, Cooper's like a fucking nasty fucking high motor fucking guy that just doesn't fucking stop. A very physical fucking guard. I like hearing that. On the flip side, Daryl Jackson, fucking, according to Cooper, like is just a beast against the fucking run. You can't fucking run on him, and he's a better pass rusher than people give him credit for. The thing is fucking Florida State wasn't in close games. They weren't even in remotely close games a lot of the time. So he didn't really have a lot of opportunity to rush the passer. But, you know, the year prior when they were in some closer games, you know, he did have a couple of sacks. And so that skill set is there. And, you know, we'll see if game situations here allow him to use that. But he's very good against the run. He's massive, dude. His wingspan, fingertip to fingertip, is longer than I am tall. So, like no kidding.
Yeah, but he's like 5'5".
About fucking 6 inches. He's a big dude. He's got like 11-inch fucking hands or something. Fucking yeah, he's a large fucking human being.
That's dope. So
Space
he's got a
eater.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my take on Cooper is,
you know what? They have a
go
guy
ahead.
like that, and then say Sweat's got to come off the field, and then you got this big fucking beast that you can roll out there. Are you kidding me? Fucking,
I just got
dude,
done
that's
walking
awesome.
fucking Tavondre Sweat. Now I got to deal with this fucking 330
Yeah,
pounder.
exactly.
God damn, man. Yeah, clog that middle, baby.
Exactly.
Okay,
And dude, that's it. That's the key. Tavondre Sweat has to come off. You know,
and those 11-inch hands are going to get up there and knock some balls down too. You know.
yeah,
So,
fucking, you know, so we've got Daryl Jackson, and we've got Briggs, and we've got Harrison Phillips, and, you know, David Amanyata, and we've got all these guys that we can rotate. You know, early downs versus the run. You know, we can have Enigbari and Osai out there that are both good against the run. And then bring in McDonald and Bailey on pass rushing situations. And they come in fucking fresh and come in fucking hot. And but having that depth and having good depth for a change where you can trust them to be out there and get their job done and, you know, not be like Clements or, you know, our depth pieces from a year ago where they're a complete liability, and anytime they go out there, bad things are there to happen. That's going to be huge, dude. Like, because honestly, Michael Clements, he wasn't stopping the run. He was likely to commit a penalty that hurt us even worse. You know, McGregor and Watts were practice squad players.
I never understood the appeal of Clemens. I mean, I know he showed up at camp with a baseball bat and he was ripped, but like, look at our team now. Everybody's fucking ripped. Everybody's like cut out of steel, man, or chiseled out of a rock. They're insane.
Yeah, well, Braylon Allen is fucking chiseled, and fucking he doesn't have to walk around with a bat or act like a fucking idiot. You know, I don't know. Just
it's true.
He wasn't. Clements wasn't a good fit. He didn't produce here. Fucking, he needed to go. And the penalties, and stupid shit. Like,
where's he playing?
That this year.
I'm not sure. If
I forget who signed him. I think the Colts or somebody, and they gave him a pretty good amount.
I was thinking maybe.
But
I don't know.
Yeah. At any rate, good riddance. That's going to be a huge improvement for us. Yeah, defensive line is going to be a strength. Fucking teams are not going to be able to run on us. That's going to make us in a lot of close games.
Yeah.
Let our pass rush loose, maybe get the quarterback to throw before he's ready, get him off his spot, and get the opportunity for some picks.
You run on first and second, and you get 1 or 2 yards. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6.
I want so bad to say that we're going to have an interception.
Yeah,
you know,
to Ricky's point, our defensive line is going to put our team in a lot more 3rd and longs, which I really firmly believe that. And as far as, do the Titans still have Tony Pollard? I'm not so sure that the Titans are going to really be able to run on us.
They're not going to be able to.
I don't think so. I mean, it's yet to be seen, but I don't know, man. I
don't think they're going to be able to.
I feel like
I don't think they're going to be able to.
In terms of the staff, I just feel so much more confident in just the veteran leadership that Moochie and AG's put around this team, just let alone all of our staff has me more confident than maybe even the head coach of the roster in general. But that's why I alluded to earlier. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Frank Reich early to get this offense up and humming because if you just look at the pure talent and speed, I don't think there's a lot of teams in the National Football League that can match us outside of like maybe the Cowboys and the Lions with Amon Ra
Sure.
and Gibbs and Jamison Williams and Pickens and CD Lamb and Javonte Williams. When you look at this roster from top to bottom, I know it takes a lot of health it takes a lot of luck and staying healthy to make a Super Bowl run. So, I mean, if we can stay healthy, I don't know, man. I don't know how many
I'm
wins.
not going to go that far. I mean, I don't even think we'll make a playoff run, but we're going to be.
No,
a
I
good
don't
team.
either. Right, more competitive.
Yes.
I don't know how many wins we're gonna have, but we're gonna be competitive for sure.
Say it's early November and we got 7 wins already. We're still in the conversation. It's gets to be December, and we might be an outside chance looking in, but we're still there looking in.
Just like real football, real football games.
It's not over by Halloween time. Fucking got something to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but from like week 12 on, I still watch the games. I had them on TV, but I'd start doing like yard work at halftime, come back in, check the score. I wasn't like locked in. So
I watched every painful moment.
Me too.
Now, there were a lot of times when I would go out and go to like the local sports bar, which I don't know why. The service sucks there. The food has gone downhill. Like, I'll sit there sometimes for like 40 fucking minutes before I can even get a drink. At any rate, a lot of times I'll get to like halftime or into the third quarter and I'll be like, yeah, I'm good. And I'll just come home and, kind of keep track of the game on the computer. And sit
right.
for it because
I watch all 17, all 60 minutes, no matter how, because we only get 17 of them. So I'm just like, man. I just got to know that my Chiefs fans aren't texting me like, what the
now,
fuck are
I
you guys
never turn
doing?
a game off before it's over. Whether it's the computer, the TV, whatever, I never turn a game off before it's over.
I keep it on. Like I say, I'll go outside, but I listen to Green Bean and Jeremy in my earbuds.
We were staying with her mother in their guest room, and my daughter was just a little baby. And dude, like, by the time the end of the third quarter was getting there, I pretty much thought that game was fucking over with. And all of a sudden, the Jets start fucking coming back.
Tampa Bay.
They're never coming back.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I apologize.
You're okay, buddy.
No, it's okay.
It's all right, Jericho.
Yeah, to Ricky's point, you never know. There might be that Monday Night Miracle game or something. So it just completely encapsulates you. And
Same we do.
I think it's going to be fun. No matter the record, Jets fans aren't going anywhere.
Sure.
There's still going to be people like Green Bean and Ricky. I mean, when every NFL team's record is 0-0, heck yeah. I'm going to be optimistic. I'll eat crow like on all my takes later. Rightfully so. But I just think that there's too much positive that's happened in the off season. And I know the Jets are technically like kings of winning the off season. It's just like I feel like that this is a year because I watch NFL Live almost every day. NFL Insiders, Good Morning Football. And we don't have the Aaron Rodgers on the team to where we're just not being talked about every day. And I think that's a really good sign.
So who's the guy with the dreads that used to play quarterback for Dallas that was on there a lot last year? Oh, you're talking about insiders. I was thinking of Good Morning Football.
I apologize for that, guys. The delivery guy was here, and I get a text on my phone that the driver has arrived. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. It was supposed to be between 6 and 7. And of course, instead, he shows up in the middle of a live stream.
That's okay, Ricky.
Did you get something good,
man?
What'd you get? Is anything good?
Why cannot people in other professions be as diligent and time aware as us content creators?
Too much to ask for nowadays, my friend.
I guess so. Oh, so the other day I make an order of pet supplies. We'll say cat food, cat litter, etc.
Okay. That's what you got.
So they tell me that my package is going to be arriving on Sunday, and I'm like, okay, that's
We'll
fine.
be talking about Ricky's package.
Then I get a second email saying that my package is arriving on Saturday. It's from the same company. And I'm like, okay, is it coming Saturday or Sunday? Then I look more closely. And what they've done is split the order up. So today's delivery was just a thing of cat litter. And then tomorrow, the canned cat food and the dry cat food and all the other stuff comes in another delivery. They split it into two. I go out to get the delivery today. And dude, I don't know how the guy threw this box off of his truck, but the whole cardboard box on one end was ripped and all. I mean, a hole ripped in it, bit bigger than my fist, and the whole side of it ripped open. And I open it, and the whole bottom of the litter thing, it was a big, like 5-gallon bucket, is all fucking dented in, and it's got a huge fucking like the whole edge of it was fucking split. Like it wasn't just a hole, like it was a huge hole. And the cardboard box was all full of litter because it was all pouring out, because it was busted wide open. And dude, I took pictures of it and sent it back to him.
Good.
As you should.
The delivery driver, thanks a lot for that shit. And that's just fucking not cheap.
So did you say Amazon or Walmart? Who'd you get it from?
Chewy.
Oh, Chewy. Okay.
Which usually they're really good about that. Like I've never had that happen before, but
Who do they use? Do they use FedEx? Like they don't have their own trucks, right?
oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure it is FedEx.
Okay.
Now that
I
you say it.
believe that FedEx is doing a lot of subcontracting. You see a lot of white trucks rolling around without FedEx signs on them, but they all have some like bootleg FedEx shirt that they're wearing. And yeah, I've noticed that a lot. I don't know what's going on there.
Right. Yeah, like now that he said that, it is FedEx that brings that. Other things that I have delivered here, depending, once in a while it's UPS, but most of the time it's like some weird carrier, and then once it gets like within the vicinity, then all of a sudden the regular post office will pick it up and USPS delivers it.
USPS, yeah.
So that happens quite a bit. And like I was telling you with your shirt, like the last few shirts I ordered, like I think both of them said they were coming on a Monday. It was like 2 weeks in a row. And the one ended up coming on a Friday. The other one ended up coming on a Saturday. So they both, one came 2 days early, one came 3 days early. But a lot of people that I've sent shirts to recently, for some reason, are getting them like 2 days early. So yours might be a little bit early too. We will see. But I got a ton that are out there. I got one going to you, to Cisco, to Chef Kevin.
Me and stuff.
I got a hat going to Yeti. I got a hat going to Coach Brian Glick.
Heck yeah, Ricky.
I don't even know. There was a bunch of stuff. I had a box going to Jake and Frankie V. I think one to Green Bean, one to Artie, and one to Carly, and like that. There was a bunch.
Nice. I'm excited for that Ricky New York Live t-shirt.
Send Carly who's first.
Those are like all those are done. Those were all the giveaways from the past shows, and those were all caught up and done. So
that's awesome. Well,
yeah,
hey,
like I can't do much for anybody right now, but I can give them some. I can give them some Ricky New York Live swag. That's for sure. Paul, good to see you.
Whoa.
Awesome, man.
What green?
Thank you for stopping in.
You better get to sleep, boy. Are you doing a show
Ricky.
in the morning?
Ricky, I don't know if I told you yet, but I also got the helmet that you won from Snowball.
Oh,
John
awesome,
Boy,
dude!
Freeman
Awesome.
McNeil, Greg Buttle, Wesley Walker. Yeah,
Hey, that's cool.
Thank you so much, man. I love it. Very
That's
kind
really
gesture
cool.
from you, my man.
Derek,
much
you
appreciate
deserve
it.
all that stuff, man.
Hell yeah.
You
Yeah,
donate, you gift a lot. You deserve everything you win. I'm really happy for you. That's cool.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate all the
Yeah,
kind
absolutely.
words. I
Man.
love.
Like, you know what? I won it, and like I was like, you know what? Who can I give it to from the community? Like, you know, who's been cool, and you know, you're always really positive and everything. And so, yeah, man. So
I can't thank you.
I like giving stuff back, and that's why a lot of times, you know, I'll do one of those shows where I'll like, you know, I'm going to give something away to every single caller, whether it's a T-shirt, a hat, whatever. And everybody that calls the show that night gets something. And, you know, it's not a raffle. It's not, which I do raffles sometimes, but it's not a raffle. And, like, you don't have to super chat. You know, you don't have to gift a membership. Like, there's no monetary thing attached to it. Like, it's absolutely free. All you've got to do is just call in, and every single caller wins something. And so,
yeah,
because I like to give back. I like to try to give back to the community. And
Yeah, the downside to that is for regular people, like shipping isn't free. So you got to pay for all that stuff you got to ship out.
yeah,
For what you described, you probably know like $100 in shipping fees.
Now it depends. If I already have the items here in that particular size and I mail them out, no, shipping is not free. And I'm really, really, really bad about getting myself to the post office too. I don't even want to get into it, but it's an adventure. At any rate,
Okay, yeah, you said it's not close. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I don't have the items here, and it's something that like I can fucking do through Amazon, and then I just use my fucking Prime and have them fucking deliver it, and it is free, then I can bypass that, which a lot of times I do. Now, your package, Jake's package, Artie's, Green Beans, Carly's, like those are all ones that I mail from here. But Derek, Cisco, J Quest, Chef Kev, Coach Glick, like all those ones, those are all going out through the Amazon, where I don't have to mail those physically myself, which means they get out a lot faster. And also there's no shipping costs because I do it through my Prime. So,
heck yeah, we appreciate
but still,
it.
you give away like fucking 9 or 10 T-shirts from one show from a bunch of callers, and you're paying for it out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
Like there was a while there where I was like, okay, man, like I gave away like a Garrett Wilson autographed helmet that was fucking like almost $200. Fucking, I had another show where I gave away 9 T-shirts because I had 9 callers that night, and you know, like it started adding up, and I was like, whoa, man, like, you know what? I'm giving away myself into fucking trouble here. Like I got to slow down.
Yeah, dude,
I had to focus a little bit on it, but then once I got plugging along again, you know, I did some more of them, and like I said, I like giving back to the community, dude, and I can't do a lot, but you know what? I'll give away some Ricky New York Live shirts, you know, and just
I
as
like that bomber jacket. That black bomber jacket you had.
I like all my colors equally.
Yeah, I didn't mean to talk over you there. Sorry, but yeah, that black bomber jacket that you had, that was cool. Like I really wanted that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what?
Did Tommy win there? Didn't Tommy win there?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, R.I.P. Tommy. R.I.P. brother.
Tommy OG.
Yeah.
That was like a couple of days before, I think.
It was right around the time when he passed. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like That really fucking sucked. But yes, there's the black bomber jacket that Tommy won.
Yeah, that's cool.
On the left hand side is a fucking Jets hoodie that Nate won. That is actually so fucking cool looking in person that I want to buy one for myself because that dude in person, that thing looks fucking dope. That thing is really fucking cool.
That looks really cool. What's on the back?
But yeah, whether it's just my regular Ricky New York Live T-shirts, that I've given away to some of the callers. Clancy got the
Garrett Wilson
there's
jersey
a
and
Curtis
helmet.
Martin photo that for Artie, and
That's
then
awesome.
there's the Joe Klecko helmet that Clancy won, and but then there's Craig in Australia.
Craig
With one of our
Rick.
tour shirts, which I got those this year.
This is
I got
just
tour
fun,
shirts
man.
that say "Built for War Tour 2026," and it's got
What
the
an
dates of
awesome
all our
photo.
schedule laid out like a concert shirt would be. So I do have those too again, but
Heck yeah.
yeah, as well as the David Bailey shirt, and then of course the D'Angelo Pons
Feeling
shirt.
froggy. Let's go.
The Pons shirts are dope, dude. I love that shirt. And then naturally, we also have the newest shirt, the tailgate shirt, the Grill 'Em All shirt.
Oh, that's sweet.
Nice.
Hey, Pons is picking off Cam Ward week 1. Let's go, baby. Cannot wait to meet
You know
Boyd
what?
Green there
I
and
want
everyone
so
else.
bad. I want so bad to say that we're going to have an interception in week 1.
It's happening. I'm putting it into the ether right now, my friend.
Put it out in
It's
the
happening.
universe. It's happening. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Section 110. There's going to be like 40 Asmaniacs and Boy Green and Snowball and Johnny Boy.
Dude, that'll be awesome.
It's happening. All my favorite humans who shows I love nothing more to support.
Right on, man. I love seeing that. I love
Heck yeah, PNA.
I really want to meet TNA at some point, man. They're such good people. You can just
They
tell
really
they're like
are.
just enjoying and just like, because I think
Really
they're both retired and they're just like living their life, like kids again. The kids
I
are out of
love
the
Peg and
house,
Artie
they're
so much.
retired, they're just having fun.
Everyone else that's in the chat, all the phenomenal humans that I've met, either from the Jake
That's
Atherton show
dope,
or
man.
Boy Green or Green
That's
Bean or
dope,
Matt
Kel.
O'Leary. Okay, let's go, Kel.
Yeah, you know what?
That's awesome.
Cool.
D'Angelo Pons, Kel. D'Angelo Pons or AZ Thomas, but I like Pons.
I'll go with that. You know what? I'm gonna go with Pons or Wright, one of the two.
Ooh, I like me some Nation. I'm
There
intrigued to see if
there
he makes
were a
safety or
handful of
corner.
beat writers there were a handful of beat writers that said Nashon Wright looked like a fucking beast in fucking minicamp, which
Yeah.
again,
I've been hearing a
that's
lot of good things about
it
that.
doesn't mean a lot, but
Yeah,
dude, I like the fact that somebody asked Rosenblatt to name one breakout player, offense and defense, and his two players were AD and AZ.
Ooh,
And
okay.
fucking, I was like, all right, you know what?
From
I can
A to
get behind
Z.
that.
Let's
Because
go.
I mean, AD's been my guy, but AZ is my guy. Like, he's Florida State.
I like that it comes from Zach Rosenblatt too, because
Yes, I do
he's
too.
just-
And so,
he does good work.
yeah, I'm real encouraged, man. I'm real encouraged.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Kel's got Fitzpatrick with the pick.
Oh, okay, all right, Kel, I like it.
All right, Kel. Down with that.
Yeah,
See,
Well,
there we
all
go.
right, cool. I got to head in.
There's a bunch of different opinions, and they're all good
I like
ones,
it.
man. Fucking, I dig any of those. Fucking,
I like it.
Okay. Yeah, and you want to see AZ
I'll
because
tell
I
you
mean,
what,
that is a
and
decent pick.
this is the thing, and I think maybe it stands out to me even more so. because we did not have an interception all of last year. But let me tell you, when I was watching that, and I started watching tape of Tennessee from last year. And first of all, I'm watching T'Vondre Sweat, naturally. But I'm also watching Tennessee as a team because I was doing our schedule, and I was watching tape on every opponent. And, dude, like the very first highlights from the very first game that I'm watching, and, you know, they've got fucking like 3 takeaways in no time. And I was like, damn. And it wasn't like they were making great plays, but like balls got popped up in the air and the guy just happened to be in the right spot. They were taking advantage of the other team's mistakes. They were more taking advantage of mistakes than they were forcing the turnovers, but they were still making the turnovers. So, but right off the bat, like fucking Jeffrey Simmons had like a fucking monster run stuff, a sack, and then another pressure, and was just everywhere and was insane.
He's a monster.
But T'Vondre Sweat had some good fucking plays in some of that tape. And I was really encouraged by what I saw. Like, you can see like certain plays where you see it and you're like, oh, if this kid could do that every time, he would be fucking special.
Ricky, did you see, there's a play T'Vondre is chasing down Patrick Mahomes, and he's actually gaining space on him as he weighs 365 pounds. Just, oh, I cannot.
And one of the first plays they had was him fucking sacking Drake May. And I'm like, okay, there he is, sacking a quarterback from our division that we have to play twice a year. I can get behind that. And you know what? When that big boy collapsed that fucking pocket. When he got all that weight moving towards Drake May, they weren't fucking stopping him from getting there. Fucking, that was nice. That was nice, and I like to see that. And dude, I firmly believe that Patriots offensive line got fucking exposed last year in the fucking playoffs.
Super Bowl too.
In particular, yeah, but even in the playoffs before that, against Houston, if CJ Stroud didn't suck so fucking bad, the Houston's defense played well enough to win that game for them.
That was a Super Bowl caliber defense with Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter.
Was phenomenal, man. Fucking Will Anderson. Oh,
one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah,
2000
so
Ravens,
good,
2015
so
Broncos.
And you know what? We got their linebackers coach now. So
true.
People don't talk about that enough. But man, yeah, things are going to be different for us. But I think that Patriots line got exposed in the 2 playoff games before the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl in particular. But I think that this coming year, I think teams are going to go after that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think the fucking blueprint to how to fucking beat them just got put out there.
Would you, Ricky, would you think it's safe to say that there is more pressure on Frank Reich in this offense compared to our defense, even though it was historically bad last year? Would you think that there's a fair amount of pressure even from media, fans, creators?
You know what? I would honestly say there's an equal amount of pressure on both. Like, this team has to be successful to some degree. And even if it isn't, you know, we're winning the majority of games, we have to win some games. Like, there has to be a clear and evident improvement from last year.
On both
and
sides.
We need to see continued improvement as the year progresses.
I like that. What say you, Yeti?
Yes, definitely for Reich, because I mean, this isn't a diss on AG by any means, but like, he's kind of been like, or he's kind of saying like, I got the D. I'm not going to let what happen. I'm taking over the defense, and I'm bringing in a veteran to take over the offense. So I think there is a lot of pressure on Reich because there's nobody after Reich. It's not like there's another coach that if Reich really sucks that we can slip in there and like plug and play. You know, it's him or we're screwed. So. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people are talking about his old school offensive plays and whatever. Like, we don't know. We don't know how he's evolved. We haven't seen him since Tennessee, right? So
Yeah.
yep. Sorry. So, guys, I'm starving. I got to go in and eat. This is my new dinner time. Is 10:30 when I work nights. So,
You're good,
All
brother.
right, man.
It's good
You're all
seeing you,
good,
Eddie.
brother.
but I'm gonna jump off air.
Okay,
It's always
man.
good seeing you, brother.
Yeah, go get you some food, man.
Word.
Thank you for calling in. Appreciate you like always, brother.
Sweet corn and
Have a good
potatoes.
night.
Ooh, all right. See you,
Right
Eddie.
on.
Always a
There
pleasure,
you
my
go.
friend.
Right
Thanks
on.
so
Talk
much
to you
for the
guys
time.
later.
You
All
betcha.
right, man.
Adios.
Take care, buddy.
See you.
Jets. Let's go, dude.
Yes, absolutely, man. Fucking A. That's awesome.
Yeti's the man.
Yeti with the call.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's always good to talk to other fans who are optimistic, and he's like me and you. He's optimistic, you know, and he's fired up for this year. And
Oh, I can't wait.
I mean, why not? And
Every team
now
is 0-0.
now I've kind of sidetracked myself, and I forgot the point that I was about to make prior to him departing.
What's up, brother?
But okay, yeah, Drake May was bad during the playoffs. Dude, yeah, you know, I just
Runner up
think
for MVP, but yeah, 32nd easiest schedule in the National Football League. Yeah, there's kind of, yeah.
I think that
He played some pretty good defenses.
yeah, there, you know, dude, this division I think is more wide open than people think, and I also think that Miami's going to be worse than us. So
I think that if the Patriots didn't have Vrabel, I would take our roster over theirs any day of the week. Any day of the week. I'd take our roster over the Bills.
let me ask you this: do you think all this fucking Rossini shit is going to roll into the year and follow them as the year progresses? I mean, like, it hasn't really gone away. And every once in a while, there's like a new little thing that fucking comes out that, you know, at this point, I don't think anything that's coming out is surprising anybody. But
I think under
still,
the NFL's,
if it goes on and becomes any kind of distraction.
I think if the Patriots lose games or, you know, have a rough start or stretch, I think there will be rumbles about it. But in terms of the NFL's conduct policy, I think if there was going to be anything to elapse from that, I think it would have happened by now. Do I think it should? Because, I mean, you are an NFL analyst, basically, and we don't know what tips that Rossini was talking to other teams about, if that could have gave them a competitive advantage, I guess you could say, going into any of the games last year. Do I think it's right that it happened? Do I think it's fair? Do I think he should be penalized? But, I mean, what are you going to suspend him for 2 to 4 games? I mean, I guess you could, but to your question, no, I don't think anything is going to become of that unless they lose games. Then I think that Vrabel's going to, but I just think Vrabel is too good of a head coach, and it just sucks that we couldn't get him, man. It really sucks because he could have. We don't win 3 games if Mike Vrabel's our head coach. Even last year, I know they made the AFC Championship. They had the easiest schedule in the National Football League, but Mike Vrabel's winning more than 3 games.
I don't know, man, because there were certain things that happened. If the same amount of players quit on him, like the Williams brothers, for instance, in key spots, and things unfolded the way they did, losing Garrett, losing Braylon Allen, you know, early, then losing Mason Taylor, AZ, Brownlee, fucking Will McDonald. I mean, we had a shit ton of injuries. That's why we gave up 23 points a fucking game. It's not because we sucked so bad. We sucked and we were hurt. Like, when your roster is already that bad, you can't have that number of injuries and expect anything worse than a historically bad finish.
Yeah.
At any rate, you know, I don't want to get too down the negative path. That was last year. That shit's over with. It's a whole different roster now. And so we're going to have a different outlook and a different outcome. Yeah, like, I don't care that we didn't get Vrabel. I like the coach we have. I know last year was bad, but I think this year he's made all the necessary corrections. And I think we're going to see progress. It may still be far from perfect, and we know it's not a finished product. But like I said, man, we get the next year, we get, a quarterback and a super badass freak pass rusher in the top of the first round, then trade back a little bit, get our safety, get a linebacker and a center in the second round. And then all the picks after that in the third round, if you can find value for a speedster guy or something, you've got the flexibility to take some chances on some things because everything else is already full, and you don't have to worry about it. So I'm super intrigued by that. Plus, we got a bunch of money to spend too, so we can get free agents to even round that out better. Yeah, man, like everything is just set up perfectly right now. And so as long as we see some progress and we're headed in the right direction, like
Ricky, if I may ask you, how many games do you think Aaron Glenn can lose to keep his job? Do you think it's above 5 or 6? Do you think 6 and 10 or 6 and 11's enough?
Yeah,
or,
I think if he wins 5 or more, he's there. I honestly think probably if he could win 4 or more, he's there. I would like to say that it doesn't matter how many he wins or loses, he's going to be there anyway, because I honestly think that him and Woody had at least some sort of handshake deal that he would get at least 3 years. Because, dude, he's not trading Sauce and Quinnen and doing that shit and getting all those draft picks if he's not going to be here to use them. Like, I think he had Woody's assurance that he would be here to make those draft picks when he made those trades, or else he would not have done that. Him and Muji both. And him and Muji are more connected at the hip than people want to admit. Everybody wants to praise Muji and condemn Glenn for every good thing and bad thing, but they've said from the beginning, they talk every day. Everything is a collaboration. They are working together to build this team together. And no, Kel, that's right. Those are not short-term decisions. Those aren't, I'm on the hot seat, I need to do something drastic to try to save it decisions. Those are long-term decisions. You're talking about first-round picks that are going to be made this upcoming year and the following year at the time that he made them. Now we've made 3 first-round picks this year. We got 3 more next year. He wouldn't have gotten rid of those good of players if he wasn't going to be here to use those picks. I think that he had a deal in place with Woody. Now, dude, if he goes out and wins only 3 games again or less than 3 games, maybe he does get fired. Okay, because that would be really fucked up and really bad. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either. Do you think if AG goes, Muji goes too?
I think I think there's a strong possibility, but I do also see a scenario where Glenn could go and Muji could say, I could see a scenario where they ask the incoming coach, and the incoming coach might be like, yeah, you know what? Muji was great with Glenn. I want him to stay. And I think that might be exactly how that unfolds. Like, they may ask the incoming coach, how do you feel about working with Muji? And the guy might say, like, look at what he's doing over here. Fuck yeah. And so, do they have the same kind of communication as him and Glenn? Is Muji able to identify players in that coach's system that fit his scheme the way that he was with Glenn? We don't know. I know he works well with Glenn, and he finds the perfect guys to fit Glenn's scheme. So that's all I'm worried about right now. I don't think Glenn's going anywhere. So I think regardless of if there is a certain number of games he needs to win, I think he'll win that said number. So I don't think it's going to matter.
Nice. I like that. I feel like that's a pretty fair assessment. I hope for just Jets fans' morale's sake, I hope that AG wins, because I would love to see some winning football. And as much I love Aaron Glenn the human, but I feel like with the staff that's around him this year and this kind of veteran leadership, I'm not sure if he has any excuses this year. But regardless of what Woody decides to do in terms of the head coach and GM, I still feel pretty confident in the direction that the team's headed, regardless, because of the deals that we have our current teammates and players on, and just our draft capital going into the future.
Yeah, and the other thing is, as you know, we kept coming back to the topic of Frank Reich and how much pressure is on him. I do think there's pressure on him, and I've said several things. Frank typically likes to run a lot of 11 personnel. Frank likes to take deep shots down the field, which fits AD Mitchell's style.
And Gino.
AD Mitchell has a connection with Gino. Gino likes to put it down the field, so it fits what Gino likes to do. It's just a very natural fit for what our quarterback is good at, what our coordinator likes to do, and the connection is already there. So once again, AD, big year. But the thing with Frank Reich is, and he'll run some 12 personnel, but
I'm a fan of that.
I think that him pounding the table for Sadiq, that tells me he's got some kind of a vision and a plan for him. The fact that Seth Ryan is there to help keep it fresh and creative, and I like that. I don't think we're going to see necessarily the old stale, Frank Reich defense, or offense rather, that maybe some people are expecting. I think it has evolved a little bit, and maybe there will be some new wrinkles to it that we haven't seen. And
can I run you some?
I do know that he is going to utilize the screen game, and he is going to utilize Brees the way that he should have been used all along, probably for the first time really in his career. And I want to see them, using that screen game and counteracting Salah's defense. And I want to see it early and often. And that's one thing I'm really looking forward to is the way that he's going to implement Brees Hall.
That's the thing I'm most excited about. So if I want to run through every year that Frank Reich's been a offensive coordinator, 2018, 5th in total offense, 10th in scoring. 2019, 17th total offense, 18th in scoring. That's his worst. We'll note 2019. 2020, 9th in total offense, 10th in scoring. 2021, 9th in total offense, 10th in scoring. He's perennially had a top 10 overall offense in terms of him not being a head coach.
Yeah, when he's just a coordinator.
It's usually top 10.
Well, listen, this is a funny thing, too, is earlier today, there was a caller, and I'm not going to call him out by name. I'd like to. It gets on my nerves because he's just so incredibly negative. He'll overthink everything and always comes out with a negative, result, no matter what he's theorizing. And he was talking to BG, and he was just going on and on and on. It was one negative thing after the next. And he says his fucking solution at quarterback would have been Tanner McKee, because at least the guy comes from a system in Philly where they were winning football games. And I'm like, Tanner McKee is incredibly unproven, for one thing. For another thing, your whole rationale of why he's the answer is because he's coming from Philly. Dude, you know that fucking Frank Reich got offered a job by fucking Philly and he didn't take it, and he ended up taking the job with Aaron Glenn instead?
Yeah.
So your reason that Tanner McKee was the answer at quarterback is because he's coming from Philly, an organization that just wins games. The same organization that wanted to hire our current offensive coordinator, but he said no to them and came to us instead. That team, that winning team that wanted to hire the guy that we actually got, that they didn't, that team, that's what I say to that.
The logic's
if
kind of
so
silly.
Great, why did they want to hire Frank Reich?
Has Tanner even played a normal regular season game? Only the preseason, right?
Frank Reich was there the year that fucking the
2016,
backup quarterback took
2017.
it to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah. Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it might have been 17, 18. 16, 17, or 17, 18, one of the two.
So
yeah, I just, I don't know. I can't. I'm pretty sure Tanner
McKee's
McKee's never.
He's been a part of their organization before when they went to a Super Bowl, nonetheless. They tried to hire him again this year, and he took a job here instead. That's the winning team that you're talking about. The one that wanted to hire our guy, but he chose us over them. I like that. I like that Frank Reich chose this over going to the Eagles. Why, dude? The Eagles are a playoff team.
Yeah, I think maybe Frank Reich likes a challenge. Because all the stats I was running through earlier, he's had a top 10 offense.
In
6 of 8 years.
In 1996, Frank Reich was a New York Jet, and he was teammates with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah. He's backup quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of it too. Like you know, I don't think it's on the same level of commitment, and it's dude, Aaron Glenn takes it super fucking personal, like how the Jets are doing.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's on that same deep level with Reich, but I think it does matter to Reich, like how the Jets are doing because he was a Jet. So I like that. You know,
I feel like Wright's putting a lot of eggs in this basket. I love that AG knows that his job's on the line, and Frank Reich, I think that he took this job because he wants to be presented a challenge. And I actually think that Reich looked at AD Mitchell and Garrett Wilson and Mason Taylor and Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. He was like, you know what? I could.
Yeah, and now he's got fucking Sadiq and Omar Cooper too. Like, I mean, we got a lot of toys for him to play with. And
yeah, and he took this job before we got those two.
He went and just he was very vocal about Sadiq.
Adamant.
That was his guy. They gave him his guy. They gave him to him and gave him his guy at 16 overall. And dude, if you take a tight end like that with that speed at 16 overall, you better believe they've got a big plan for it. Yeah. You don't use that draft capital on that if you don't.
Tight end at his
and then to come back right after that and get Omar Cooper again. You don't use a first round pick on a guy if you don't plan on playing him a whole bunch. So I do think that he's our slot guy. I think he could move outside on certain plays, but he's going to play 90% of his snaps in the slot, which is fine. He's physical. He's great out, yak ability. Fucking, I'm good with that. Give me a Lavernius Coles type dude in the fucking slot. And then we got AD and Garrett on the outside. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah. With the weapons, it's like I alluded to earlier, like you're with all the speed on this offense, man, just have fun, defensive coordinators. Because one of the benefits about having the second overall pick in the National Football League is you're going to have one of the easier schedules going into next year. It just so happens the year that we got the second overall pick, we got to play the NFC North and the AFC West, arguably the best two divisions in the entire National Football League. The worst team in the NFC North got fourth place, and that was the Detroit Lions. They went 9-8. They still almost won 10 games. And you got to play the Chiefs and Harbaugh. Even the Raiders, I think, got a little bit better. But our schedule's kind of daunting, but I'm not sure how many wins we're going to get. But this is going to be a lot more fun of a New York Jets offense, at least. Totally understand the skepticism on defense because last year was awful. We're going to find out real quick within the first 2 to 4 weeks if Aaron Glenn's actually cut out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really
Listen, I mean, I don't even want to say that, dude, because those first 4 weeks are daunting, Even with all the people missing and all the subtractions and everything else, I mean, the Packers do still have Jordan Love and Christian Watkins and
Caleb Williams is a great quarterback, and Jared Goff.
And they've got the young kid that they drafted, the speedster kid. Fucking, oh my god, I can't.
From Texas,
yes.
Golden.
Yes, Marcus Golden, and anyways, fucking. dude, like they've still got some good players on that team, and then Chicago's very good. Detroit's going to be tough. Like that's a tough first few games. So I'm not even going to say the first 4 games. I'm going to extend it out a little bit, and I'm going to include the Browns game and the Raiders game. But I'm going to say by like week 6 or 7, we are going to know, because
for sure
you can't say like, oh, well, they went out there and lost the games that I thought they were going to lose. We're in trouble. Like, I mean, you know, some of those games in the beginning are games that I don't really think we're going to win in Chicago.
Do you think we can start 2-2?
I hope so. It could be 1-3, but I'm hoping 2-2.
I got us pegged at 1-3.
But then after that, we could win 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3. You know, and
Browns, Dolphins,
kind of right that ship
Raiders.
Before we get to Kansas.
Can we beat the teams that we should beat? Like
exactly,
especially from a roster standpoint.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to panic if we lose to the teams I expect to lose to. But a couple of weeks after that, when we're playing the teams that I expect us to beat, if we aren't beating those teams, then I'm going to worry. So that's why I say week 6 or 7, I'll make my judgment. I'm not going to make it after the first 4 because I don't think that would be fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair too. Even if AG starts 1-3, that I don't think that deserves a firing. We've seen some Jets teams.
I don't either.
Yeah, we've seen past Jets
now.
Start
if we get to if we get to week 7, week 8, and we're fucking, you know, 1-7 or 2-6 or something, like that ain't fucking good. No. And that kind of, and that third quarter, of the schedule for us is real tough. And while I do think that they're going to go on a fucking run at the very end of the year because of the way it lines up, you know, there's a chance Buffalo might not be playing for anything. That might be their backups the last game of the year. I think we can steal one against New England late in that game, second to the last week. I think we're going to beat the Cardinals. So I see us going on like a little mini run at the end of the year. Does he make it till then? You know, what happens between now and then? Like, I mean, there's a lot of questions still to be answered, but I think they're going to be more competitive, and I think they're going to give us something good to watch this year. I think we're going to be in every game. They're going to play whistle to whistle, fucking be more consistent top to bottom. And yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be more disciplined. I look forward to seeing exactly, dude, I want to see how they line up the personnel. Like, that's what I'm most eager to see.
Good point. Do you think?
Like I said, I know they're going to run a lot of 11 personnel on offense, but dude, I want to see Sadiq in the backfield. I want to see him in the slot. I want to see him split out wide. I want to see him all over the place. By like week 8 or 9, I want to see his stats with double-digit figures at each of those positions.
Motion heavy offense.
I want him taking snaps everywhere. I want to see Cooper inside and then outside. I want to see Pons inside and outside. I want to see Minka in the nickel at safety, fucking back deep once in a while. I want to see fucking guys moved all over the place. And
I think we have the versatility to do so.
They do. And I'm really curious to see how they line up, you know, Sweat, Onyemata, Briggs, you know, Phillips. I mean, we got so many guys and it's so deep. I want to see what that rotation is like up front. I do think we'll see Osai and Enigbari on early downs and then Bailey and McDonald on later downs. Do they stick them out there for a play or two just to say they're starting technically or something? Who knows, maybe. Yeah. But for the most part, I think that those other two guys are going to get more early down work. I think that Osai in particular is going to be good enough to where, dude, I'm seeing like a lot of fucking graphics about the Jets defensive line, and all of a sudden his picture is showing up in them.
It's insane. I see a lot of 3 to 5 sack potential.
Yeah, well, he had 6.5 last year, And I think that Dunbar can actually unlock more out of him. Dude, if he's fucking stout against the run, can maybe even create 1 or 2 turnovers here and there, stripping the ball out, and he gets you fucking 7 or 8 fucking sacks. That's fucking gold, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we'll take that. So it's not any secret. It's not any secret, but like you got to win your division. You get to host a home playoff game. Do you think there's a chance we could maybe? I'm not going to say sweep the Bills because Josh Allen's a different animal, but is there a chance that we could go, 3-3 in the division, or 3-2, maybe with the divisional spot back to maybe potentially be a home playoff game? I think we can sweep.
I was predicting that we would go 3-3, or no, wait, actually, I predicted that we would go 4-2 in our division.
Who are those losses against? Bills and Pats?
Yes, both early in the year. The last 2 weeks of the year, I called wins for both of those games against the Pats and the Bills.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Because we even seen week 1 Xavier Gibson,
and then sweeping Miami. So
we should sweep Miami. And I actually kind of like Malik Willis, but he's not really. He doesn't have that LaFleur anymore.
At worst, say that I'm wrong about that one Patriots game at the end of the year. That still puts us at 3-3. So
giving yourself a chance.
Yeah. I would take that, but I think we could be 4-2 in the division. I really do.
Sweep the Pats.
Dude, you know what? I said that. I said that exact thing leading up to the draft, and somebody criticized me for it. And I'm not saying that they're the same player at all, because Bailey's speed, like his first step and stuff, it's just different. And but when you talk about that fucking bend, like how low to the ground they fucking get, that part of it, their game was very similar. And Bailey is a student of the game. When you listen to him talking, I studied Von Miller. I studied Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah. I studied this guy. I studied that guy. Like he watches other pass rushers. He watches their moves. He watches how they get off blocks. He's
a student of the game, if you will.
Yes, very much so. And I know a lot of people say that about guys, but when you listen to him talk, and he's talking about studying this guy and that guy, he's literally telling you he is a student of the game. And I like that. I like the number of different guys that he studied, and the fact that he was. And Brian Burns, Jared Verse, every guy that you can think of practically. And and I'm like, and that's what you do. As an artist, I would do that. I would see shading techniques that one person would use, a use of color another person would use. And you take all these different things and you kind of incorporate them into your style, but you add them to your, what I would call my library. And each different thing that I learned, I would just add it to my library. And it's the same thing with David Bailey. Each pass rush move he learns, each counter he moves, he adds all that to his library, and his library is just going to get bigger and bigger through that. And some guys have a very limited pass rush arsenal. We know Will McDonald has the spin move. You know what? He doesn't really have the power. He doesn't have the bull rush. He doesn't have that fucking dip and rip like fucking Bryce Huff used to do. He's got the spin move. David Bailey's got a number of pass rush moves. And as he continues to be a student of the game and pick up more things and go against NFL level competition and find out what works and what doesn't in different situations, that he'll get better at it. And, dude, I think it bodes well for his success that he is such a student of the game. Well, I'll say it like that.
And typically, to get into Stanford, you got to have some brains. You know, they don't just let you get into Stanford if you don't have some kind of.
No, he's very
regardless
well
of how talented
spoken,
you are.
dude. But when you listen to him, he's very articulate and very well spoken. Like, dude, like you listen to some of these guys talk, and you're like, this motherfucker went to college? Really?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
like-
you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, fucking
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of these guys, they're like,
Malachi Lemon.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm surprised this dude made it out of the 8th fucking grade. Just listening to him, like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. College?
Yeah.
But no, he's not like that at all. Like, dude, he, like I said, very articulate, very well spoken. Yeah, like you can tell that David Bailey is a very intelligent young man, and I like it. I like that he is that way. You can tell that he is very focused and very deliberate in his approach and the way he studies the game. And again, that's just gonna, bode well for his success.
So if I had to ask you how many sacks you think David Bailey and Will McDonald will get this year, do you think it's north of 13, 14, 7 apiece or more?
You know what? I'm hoping for 20. I'm hoping for 20. If we can get 12 from McDonald and 8 from Bailey by the end of the year, I think that would be a highly successful year for the pair of them, especially considering that Bailey's a rookie.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I think anything because I don't want Bailey to have like a 6-sack season, be like, oh, the Jets reached, they should have taken Arvell Reese.
Dude,
blah,
pass
blah,
rushers.
blah.
Listen, pass rushers don't always just explode onto the scene and be phenomenal from fucking day one. Like sometimes it takes them a minute to get going.
Yeah, Aaron Donald, Miles Garrett, TJ Watt. Yeah,
Jared Verse, which I forget the whatever the guy's name was that got taken before him, and there was another guy that was a defensive end that was taken before him, and Jared Verse ends up falling all the way to like 19 to the fucking Rams, and then he goes out and he's an absolute fucking beast and fucking wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Fucking
Jared Verse is a badass. And they just cut him. I mean, they traded him, but for Miles Garrett.
Well, yeah, they didn't really cut him. They traded him, and they got Miles Garrett, for goodness sakes. Braden Fisk has got to be like freaking out. Like, first he gets to play with his teammate, Jared Verse, but then they get rid of him, and they bring in fucking Miles Garrett. Fucking Fisk has got to be like, oh my God. Things
Fisk
just opened up for me.
Yeah. I like Fisk a lot, defensive tackle.
Dude, Fisk is such a great kid, dude. He is such a good kid. And
he's a bad mofo.
Talk about a guy that's got like a nonstop motor. And I know he's not as physical as some guys.
Clemson, right?
Huge. No, Florida State.
Florida State. Okay.
Yeah, him and Verse were teammates in college, and then they got to be teammates in the NFL. And that was one of the reasons McVay and their GM, fucking whatever his name is. What's his name? Les Snead. Anyways, they fucking drafted those two guys because they were teammates, and they were like, listen, no one guy is ever going to replace Aaron Donald, but we've got two guys. We've got a guy that's like a 7-sack fucking defensive tackle and a guy that's a fucking 10 to 12 sack defensive end that are already teammates, that already play together, that are already highly successful together, that we're on an undefeated team together, and we're going to draft these two guys and keep them together. And we might not be able to replace Aaron Donald with one guy, but we can do it with two guys that have played together, that were good together before, and they're going to be good together again for us. And I thought that was an absolutely fucking genius strategy by them to draft those two guys and keep them together. And not only did Jared Verse win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but the second place in Defensive Rookie of the Year was Braden Fisk. Finished second right behind him and was very close. Lost by like 2 votes or something like that. But, and he also had like 7.5 sacks as a rookie that year and was really fucking good. And so, dude, both of those guys, you you draft a guy in the first and a guy in the second, and the two of them are competing against each other for defensive rookie of the year. Like, that's pretty fucking sweet, dude.
That is badass.
And of course, Florida State. I love both of those fucking guys. But yeah, and dude, Versus a competitor. And when he was at Florida State, him and Trey Benson, who is the running back in Arizona. Well, now they've got Love, so he's probably the backup again now.
Cedric.
But, who's that? No,
Cedric Benson. Or is there another Benson?
No, Trey Benson.
Trey. Okay.
Florida State running back.
Huh.
And it looked like he was going to be the starter, but then they drafted Julian Love, so now it looks like he's the backup again. But, dude, he's super fucking fast. I wanted to draft him, but then we drafted Braylon Allen later instead. And people said that it wouldn't have been good because he's too much like Brees, like a home run hitter, speed type guy. But, dude, he's got a top gear that's fucking sick. Well, at any rate, when he was at Florida State, him and Jared Verse would talk shit back and forth to each other all the time about who was faster and challenge each other to races. And they would fucking race after practice sometimes. And dude, both guys are insanely fucking quick, for their given positions. But, dude, that was like a rivalry that went on between the two of them. And I would watch it on X, and it would keep me entertained all the time, watching the two of them going back and forth to each other. But at Florida State, like at practices and shit, the coach would line everybody up and they would race. And the coach fucking runs with them. He runs with the rest of the team. And guess what? He beats a lot of those guys too. There's a lot of guys that can't catch the coach at his age. He fucking runs. But I love that. I love that they all race each other. And then not only when the coach does it, but then guys are challenging other guys' races like, nah, bro, I'm faster than you are.
Mike Norvell, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. And,
it's like
dude,
some Dan Campbell type
I love
stuff.
watching Norvell run with the fucking guys. And he's had some bad luck recruiting the last couple of years. Like, after Florida State had the undefeated season and got left out of the playoffs anyway, like kids went, ooh, college football playoff committee is biased as fuck against them, man. I don't think I want to go there. I could be undefeated and not even get in because I'm going to Florida State. And it killed us, dude. It killed our recruiting. We went from an undefeated season to we can't fucking hardly get guys to come here now. Fucking, it's really fucked up. But I don't want to get too off on a Florida State thing, but just saying, like, and I was shocked, like, the amount of Jets fans that I know that are friends with me who were completely unsympathetic to my plight during that time. And they were like, I get it. It wouldn't have been good for ratings. They were missing their quarterback. They weren't going to do anything. The defense was great, but like, who wants to watch a game that's 6-3 because the defense was great? Like, I get it. They did the right thing. And I'm thinking, you know what? If the roles were reversed and it was the Jets that were going through that, they just had an undefeated season and got left out of the playoffs just because their quarterback was out. It was just some arbitrary decision that the NFL made. Jets fans would fucking riot, dude. We would go crazy. An undefeated season and you get left out of the playoffs. Jets fans would go fucking nuts if that happened to us.
It's so crazy. I thought Jordan Travis was going to be our savior. I would have been willing to give a second or third rounder, and we got him in the 5th. I thought Jordan Travis with everything
I did too.
The program was pretty trash until he got there, man. I mean, outside of the Jameis Winston Heisman year, that place fell off
he
a
was.
cliff. And Jordan Travis, I was like, dude, this is it. We got Jordan Travis. Like, if he can come back from injury,
he was so
and then
good
he retires.
He wasn't the biggest guy with the strongest arm, but dude, he could run like a motherfucker.
He's a winner.
He was a winner, and he
as
just
AG
had
would
heart.
say.
He had character. He had that Chad Pennington, Curtis Martin type of character. Like when you listened to him, you just wanted to root for him because he was such a good kid. And it sucks. And I know Jordan Travis. I've watched him multiple times in college. That was my fucking guy. Believe it or not, he is my all-time favorite Florida State quarterback above anybody.
I thought that was our guy.
I really, really fucking like Jordan Travis.
Yeah,
I know for a fact an absolute fact that nobody wanted to come back more than he did. Nobody worked harder than he did trying to come back from that injury, and
Is that
it
true
just
that
didn't happen.
is it true that Woody Johnson asked him, when are you going to get healthy? Is that true, or
Yeah,
is that
but
just
it wasn't.
reported blowing
It
smoke?
wasn't like in a malicious way. Like I think he did it like kind of like joking around, like, "Hey man, you ever gonna get healthy and play?"
Yeah, right.
But
And media just blew
even
it out of
Jordan
proportion.
Travis, because Jordan Travis, they do like a podcast thing, YouTube show, like called
okay.
Travis Take Two. Him and his brother, who played for the Toronto Blue Jays, Devin Travis. Uh, At any rate, he talked about that, and he was like, "Listen, I think that's just the way that like some older people talk. I think he was just kind of like trying to joke around, but he's very socially awkward and doesn't really know how to do it. And
Yeah.
it's not so much that I took it personal, but like I was trying, like I was trying to get healthy, and he kind of felt like he was letting himself down and letting the Jets down, and then eventually, when it sounded like he was taking a little bit of time away from the team or something, I think it was at the end where he was starting to realize. And listen, I had an injury like that, and if you ever saw the Jordan Travis injury on TV, or say you didn't, but say you're a wrestling fan and you saw the match with Scott Steiner and Sid Vicious, where Sid Vicious broke his leg, and the way that the leg flops around like it's not attached. I had that exact same injury. Broke both of the bones in my lower leg. My leg was flopping around like it wasn't attached at all, and damn near lost my fucking leg. And you know what? I can't run full speed to this day. I can kind of jog a little bit, like a quick jog, but I can't fucking run. I can't run at all anymore. And so when you have that kind of injury, and listen, these guys, they got a lot better physical therapy and everything else than I ever did. But still, like sometimes you just don't. Dude, okay, Kelsey, you know what I'm talking about. That's what happened to me. I can't run anymore. That's what happened to Jordan Travis. And I think as much as he tried, he couldn't move the way he used to. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to be effective in that situation. And
sucks.
That fucking blows for him, man. And it blows for us. Like, dude, there were a couple of different like YouTube channels that I saw that weren't Jets channels. They were just like college football channels that said the Jets got the steal of the fucking draft, getting him up late. They were like, if he can return to form, the Jets just got the steal of the draft. And man,
he's my favorite quarterback that year.
Yeah,
and I watch a lot of college football, a lot,
dude. And you know what? The very first game of the year was Florida State versus LSU, and it was in Orlando, and it's about an hour, just under an hour, for me to drive there from here. And we drove over and watched the game. And it was Jordan Travis against Jaden Daniels. And they played each other the year before, too. And Travis outplayed him in that game, and Florida State won. And then we get to that year, and Travis's last year. And first game of the year, goes out there, fucking Keon Coleman, 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards. Fucking,
that was
like, we're winning the fucking game. And then fucking they have a play where like the tight end leaks out like he's gonna fucking block, and then fucking when the guy bites on it, he fucking goes up the field and fucking him for a fucking touchdown.
Jordan Travis.
And then the fucking same tight end comes on like a fucking end around, and they toss it to him, and he fucking scores running one in. And needless to say, fucking it was tight. But then at the end, we pulled ahead by a couple of touchdowns and ended up.
There's a beatdown. I
think
LSU was a top 10 team.
Yeah, and then at the very end of the game, with like literally like 27 seconds left or something, we've got like these guys that you didn't even know that were on the team that are out there all of a
Still
sudden.
making plays.
And Daniels lobs this fucking like little fucking like flanker fucking screen to fucking Brian Thomas, and he ends up running like 97 yards with it and scoring. And like I said, there's like 27 seconds left or something. One day in Jake's chat, this guy's like, "Oh, Florida State, whatever, dude. Fucking Brian Thomas had a huge game against you. He had 100 and something yards." I was like, he had 112 yards, but one catch was 97 yards when we were ahead by 2.5 fucking scores. You fucking moron. Like, that's a guy that just looked at the numbers and had no actual context on how those numbers were accumulated, because 97 yards out of that 112 was one fucking play. Before that, he had fucking 19 yards on 3 catches. So, yes, I know he finished with 112 and a touchdown. But
yeah, them numbers can get distorted.
No, he did not have a monster game against us. Not even remotely. So, but yeah, that was just funny. It cracked me up when that happened, because I was like, wow, this person must have just really literally read those stats and did not watch that game. Because if he watched that game, he would know that was completely untrue. That's when we had Renardo Green, who's a starter for the 49ers right now. And we had Jarian Jones, who's a starter for the Jaguars right now. And, dude, when we played Ricky Pearsall, fucking, he had one catch for like 16 yards. And it was actually A.Z. Thomas that gave that up. It wasn't either of the two starters. That's when he was a backup still. But, dude, those guys shut down fucking everybody. Dude, they fucking completely shut down Neighbors and Brian Thomas in that game. They shut down some of the better receivers that year. And like I said, both guys are starters in the NFL right now. You know, along with Verse and Fisk, like fucking, there's a lot of guys from that fucking defense. So, oh, Sir Luca, what's up, dude? Awesome. Good to see you, man. Fuck yeah. I'm glad to see you here, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be right back. The cat was meowing at me. Feed him real quick.
Right on. I actually fed mine right before the show so that they would not be bothering me while I was doing this. But yeah, man, like all right, at any rate, yeah, I'm probably not going to keep this going a whole lot longer. Hopefully you guys, appreciated that. Kind of my journey with Aaron Glenn, why I was an Aaron Glenn guy from the very beginning. Not only was he a Jet, which, yes, of course, that's part of it, but the fact that he wanted to coach for the Jets, only for the Jets. He didn't want another job. He could have went elsewhere. He didn't. He had other offers. He didn't take them. He wanted to be here. It's all about being here. It's personal to him. It means something to him. Yes, we could get a Tomlin or a Vrabel or some guy that we pay a bunch of money and draft picks and everything else to come here, but they're not going to care the way that he does. That's not going to be personal. He's not going to have that chip on your shoulder like a guy like Aaron Glenn, who was here in 1998 when we went to the AFC Championship, and we were one game away from going to the Super Bowl. And we probably should have been in the Super Bowl that
Broncos.
And he wants to get the Jets where we're in that conversation because we were so close. And he wants another chance, but this time as a coach, not a player. But he wants it so bad. He wants it just as bad as any of the rest of us. And another coach is not going to have that same personal level of commitment. In addition to the fact that he was a scout, he worked his way up through various jobs. Like I said, all the way, every rung on the ladder on his way up. Therefore, he knows what it takes to do each one of those jobs. He can pick the right people. He had some misfires the first year. He got ahead of himself. He was full of himself. I've already said that. But he's corrected every bit of that. Like every mistake that I can point to, he has corrected. Every single one, from personnel, the roster, the coaches. I mean, everything. Everything. The only thing that I cannot say without a doubt that he has fixed would be in-game decisions, like clock management type decisions. That I won't be able to know until we actually play the games. But every other single thing that he could possibly fix that is within his control to fix, he has. And like I said, the guys that are here now want to be here. Osai wants to be here. Enigbari, Amanyada, Minka Fitzpatrick, Demario Davis. They all want to be here. They all want to be a part of the change. Omar Cooper and D'Angelo Pons, who went to Indiana, who was on nobody's radar, who was a wreck of a program.
Worst
and they
college football program of all
became
time.
national championships. And they were like, we already turned one team around and turned them into championships. And now we're here and we're ready to do that shit again here. And you know what? Those guys are like young and they still believe everything's possible. They don't want to hear no shit about no Jets course. They don't know nothing about that. All they know is they did it in Indiana and they're ready to do it again here. We've got guys that are fucking hungry that still believe. And I think mixed with our veteran guys like Tippmann and Brees and Garrett that we've re-signed, who also want to be here, I like it. And we have the leadership we were missing. We've got the coaching we were missing. We've got the depth we were missing, quality depth at that. Dude, there's just too many positives to not be positive. So
my favorite thing, to your point, Ricky, you can tell that these guys want to be here because they've seen what our record was last year. They've seen how bad it was. And if you care enough to come to a team that went 3-14 and was one of the even though the Raiders picked ahead of us, but we were probably the worst team in football last year. And the fact that Aaron Glenn and Muji still got those guys that come in and want to compete, I think that says a lot for maybe the potential positive direction that this organization might be facing.
Every single player that gets interviewed, despite the media outlet, the channel, the platform, whatever, every single player, they all say the same thing. And this could be an exact word for word quote from about 8 different players. I believe in Coach Glenn. I believe in what he's trying to build and his vision for this team. And I like playing for a coach who played at a high level for a long time in this league and who sees the game the same way I do. And that last part, a coach who sees the game the same way I do. When your coaches and your players see the game in the same way, I said it earlier, that singular perspective, that will allow them to communicate better, to prepare better, to execute better. That's huge. And to me, that means everything. When every single player says, man, I want to play for this coach, I believe in him. Like, he's got the right idea. He's got this shit headed in the right direction. He's bringing in all the right pieces. And he sees the game the way I do. Like I love that part.
Would you think it's safe for me to assume that hearing all that stuff, especially coming from Garrett Wilson, who has had some of arguably the worst quarterback play in the National Football League, and seeing what the team was, how Aaron Glenn is on and off the field, I think my biggest positive coming into this season is just hearing Garrett Wilson talk about Aaron Glenn.
It's said about Frank Reich. What was the word that Garrett used? It's a very collaborative effort, like where Frank Reich's asking, like, in your old system, what plays did you run that you were good at, that are things that you'd like to, and going to each one of the guys, and they're having like a back and forth, and they're working some of those plays into his offense. And it wasn't collaborative, but Garrett Wilson, I can't remember the word that he used. Not interactive. At any rate, you get kind of the point that I'm getting at here. The fact that the players have some input, and I like that. I like that.
Me too.
Frank Reich is identifying the strengths of our players and what plays that are their best plays and installing that into his offense and kind of, not changing his whole offense, but putting a few things in there that he knows plays to his players' strengths. That's encouraging to me. Again, having Seth Ryan there to put in some creative plays and some trick plays and keep it fresh too is also not going to hurt, which is what he was doing with his prior team. But that being said, the fact that Reich is putting in plays like that play to his players' strengths, I like that. The fact that everybody talks about what a catchable ball Geno throws, I think it's going to be huge for Garrett Wilson, for A.D. Mitchell. Dude, watching the tape from last year, all those late balls and behind them and over their heads, and like the quarterback play was so fucking bad, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see those guys with a ball that's just right in the fucking hands, nice and easy, catch it
On rhythm.
fucking, yeah, where you don't even have to fucking break your momentum or anything to catch it. You can just fucking catch it and go. It's going to make such a difference, man. Like, that's what people don't realize. Garrett, Omar, Sadiq, Mitchell, like every one of them, even Mason Taylor, has good yak ability, after the catch ability. And if we have a quarterback that can just get them the ball consistently and let them make plays, we've got the guys that can make plays after the catch. We just need somebody that gets them the ball on time, a catchable ball. And all that talk, a catchable ball, a friendly ball. I keep hearing that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, baby. That's something we haven't had, all year last
probably
year.
since
So,
Fitzpatrick. A lot of people are. I'm not sold on Geno Smith, but he does complete 65.2% of his passes, and that is a decent amount above league average. So, and I mean, outside of like, I don't know. Garrett Wilson might be the best receiver he's ever had too. So it's going to be really a lot of fun to see Geno Smith and A.D. Mitchell and Garrett Wilson on the field. And Mason Taylor led the team in receptions as soon as Garrett went down. So I think it's going to be a fun one, brother.
I don't think it was planned. I don't think it was planned out that way, but I think that they knew that year one could just be a complete teardown, and it was a possibility. And then, as things unfolded, it became apparent that that's exactly what it was. I think it's more likely that Wilkes and Engstrand were misfires, as well as London, as opposed to really bridge coaches. But I think that Aaron Glenn took a step back, saw where he went wrong in each one of those situations, and corrected it. Tanner's in over his head. Fucking, I need somebody experienced with a steady hand that can manage the offense. Somebody that I can fucking trust, who's been successful in this league.
Not Mike LaFleur.
And so he brings in Reich.
Not Tanner. Two of our last three coordinators have never been an offensive coordinator.
And that's a good hire. The Eagles wanted to hire him too. Again, there's a guy that picked the Jets over another team.
One of the biggest frustrations. Why are we hiring offensive coordinators for the first time ever on the job with a defensive-minded head coach? It's just,
Aaron Glenn takes over play calling duties. That's awesome. He's taking that responsibility on himself and putting that on himself to make sure this defense succeeds.
I do like that.
And with Duker as his assistant. And but he brings in Ben Bowling and Carl Dunbar and brings in really fucking high-level coaching for the front seven. And dude, he corrected all those mistakes. And and he's got Musgrave here and Seth Ryan here. And I like everything that he's done. So
My favorite thing.
Yeah, we won 7-8. Listen, we won 7 or 8 games this year. Everything's fine. We get our franchise quarterback next year. We add the last couple of pieces that we're missing and fill out this roster completely, and still have probably a bunch of fucking money and some day 3 picks to play around with after it's finished being built. So I like where we're at.
Me too.
I do. And I can't wait, man. Like I said, I can't wait to be able to announce a couple of guests that hopefully are coming up very soon. Again, I've talked to a couple of people and haven't locked down an exact date or anything yet, so I do not want to get ahead of myself until I do so. But once I do, I'm going to be really excited to fill you guys in on all that. There's a lot of good stuff coming up here on the show. With the beginning of training camp and the beginning of preseason, there is going to be a lot of good stuff coming up here on the show.
Can't wait.
And yes, I'm looking forward to bringing all of it to you, man. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Help me reach more Jets fans like us. You have to come over here to YouTube to do it, but subscribe to the channel. Help spread the news. Help me keep building this brand and getting bigger and better than ever before. We've got a good year coming our way. We've got a good season to look forward to, where we're going to be competitive and we're going to win some games. And Sunday's going to get here and we're going to look forward to watching the games. We're not going to be dreading it because we know what's going to happen. We're going to want to watch it because we don't know what's going to happen.
Love it.
And the Jets are going to surprise some people, man. They're going to win more games than people think. And I think they're going to be better than people think. And I just can't wait for the year to get here. 2 weeks from today, the rookies report. 2 weeks from Monday, the veterans and the rest of the team report. Training camp will be underway, and less than 2 months away.
You'll be having clips you can. You'll be having clips you can play live from X on the show about training camp and when the pads come on.
Yes, absolutely, man. You better believe it. You better believe it.
Love you all.
I appreciate each and every one of you.
Thanks, Ricky.
Oh, geez, let me see. So today is Saturday, so I will be back. I will be back on Thursday. So I will see you guys all on Thursday at 8 p.m. Until then, Derek, have a good night, dude. I appreciate you. Thanks for calling in, like always. Everybody else out there, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate your support. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend. Until I see you again, go Jets.